So Raymond, uh, what are we doing today, man? We're
We
back.
did that.
Tiger T, untitled, unfocused. Raymond's there. Tyler's here. You know. Um, yeah, we have a good time. Make
I
sure
don't even know how
to.
the format's looking like. I don't even know what you did. It's
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
crazy.
Um, I could probably send a screenshot or something to you after. I can't do it right now because it's like the whole display thing. It'll mess it
Oh
up.
yeah, of course. Don't want to screw it up.
But yeah, man, go
What
to
would you?
YouTube for some fun stuff. Fun times. Go to audio podcast anywhere you get that.
Yeah, man.
You know,
We upload them everywhere.
everywhere except for title because I don't think I think title's like hard to get onto
It's very tough.
or
Very
something.
tough.
It's I don't know anyone that uses title anyway. Um, yeah, Ray, how you been? It's been a bit.
It's been a bit.
Yeah,
Been a bit. But because it's been a bit, we got action-packed, juicy
action, huh?
episode. I
Yeah,
say
okay,
action-packed. It's just a multi super episode. That's all it is.
right. Um, yeah, I figured we would just start where we always do with the book. We're doing the Illustrated Man, Ray
Boy, was
Bradbury.
that a mistake. Anyway,
Why is that? Why?
not because it's bad,
Mm,
because it's good. It's a great book.
yeah,
It was a mistake when I realized actually, like this is not a normal book. This is a collection of stories written by
yeah.
Ray Bradbury.
Yeah, it's probably the toughest format for us to do on here,
Mhm.
because it's not like one long thing. It's like, okay, well, we gotta go through the stories and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
To assist me, I pulled up a Wikipedia page.
okay. Um, so I figured we just go through them one by one. Obviously, the ones that we liked, we can spend more time on. We don't have to talk about the ones we didn't like. Me personally, Ray, talking about how it's like short stories and stuff.
Mhm.
What was that? What's what's that one meme about the yeah, you had us in the first half, you know that one?
Yeah, you had us in the first half. I don't know. The first half meme, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much what this book was for me, where I really enjoyed the first half of it.
That's in the first half. Not gonna lie,
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. But
that's me. I nailed it.
but by the second half, I was just like, I just didn't care about it anymore. You
Mhm.
know, just like I don't know. I feel like some of the stories blended together a little bit.
It's like a lot of them are pretty similar. We have the one like a lot of them have Mars. Mars
Hmm.
is something that's looked at,
I wonder why
and
he did that. It was just like to try and help you suspend disbelief. Well, it's not on Earth. Anything could happen.
the thing is like all these are like really science fiction in like different types of ways.
Yeah.
And the way I view them is like mini Twilight Zone episodes.
Dude, I thought the exact same thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Or for modern people like Black Mirror.
Black Mirror's also good, yeah. Or Twilight Zone Part 2.
There's
The
been
one
a lot
that's
of different iterations of that show, right?
was now. Has there?
I mean, I know like Jordan Peele did like a new one in 2019 or something. I'm pretty sure there's been like two or three before that, which is crazy because we can keep thinking of
Yeah,
ideas.
there's 4 series.
Yeah.
The original 59 to 64, 85 to 89, 2002, 2003, and then 2019
Hmm.
to present.
So what do you think of how it was set up with the prologue? Of them which something I didn't know. I don't know if it was in the synopsis or not for it, but
Yeah, that
I didn't
prologue
know
actually was
that.
really good. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, where it was like he had like tattoos and stuff, and it was like, oh, these are the stories, and he gives some backstory to who he is.
Hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. It's like I immediately thought of like 3D Mario games, how they have like
Yeah,
a hub world, and then they have all the different worlds that you gotta kind of like jump into the painting, or you gotta
pull up the book now for me.
go into whatever. It's gonna remind me of where every so often we would jump back into him like sleeping or the illustrated man sleeping, and then the dude's like, "Oh my god, there's another one's moving. This is crazy." Um, yeah. So the first story, right, is the Velt, and I thought this was one of the better stories in the whole thing.
The Velt's a classic, actually. It's so weird to
Yeah.
consider it a classic. It's a classic outside of this
hmm
this collection.
I mean, it has a good setup where they're dealing with a smart house, which is something that's been done like a million times, right? We're all afraid of technology. It's gonna take over. But the way they do it is they don't really make out the technology to be the like bad guy, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah, no, the
And
technology's not the bad thing. It's the children, really,
hmm
who are ultimately the villains of the scenario. But then, like, you can also argue, are they like a result of the parents like bringing them up that way, raising them that way? So it's like also a societal problem. That's a part of this.
yeah, I think the interesting part of that is we haven't seen or we didn't get a chance to see anyone else in that situation with Smart House. Like we just saw this family and then
Mhm.
the one other dude. I forget what he was. If he was like,
Was not a police officer. Let me come back.
was it a police officer? I don't
A
remember, but it was a
psychologist.
psychologist, right? Because he's coming by to be like, hey, these kids
Mhm.
are crazy. Yeah, like we didn't see anyone else, so like I don't know how common it is for these smart houses. I mean, I know they paid a lot of money for it, so I'm sure
Mhm.
not everyone has one, like the room and stuff. But I don't know how widespread like just all this technology is for everyone to have stuff like that. Yeah, I mean those kids, man, they they created. I thought that's what it was in the beginning when
Mhm.
we first saw the like safari stuff and the like lions were eating or whatever. I was like, that's weird. It's weird that we can't see them. And it's like always in the distance. We find out later that it was like them attacking the parents. You know, it was like a loop. It was like them projecting what they wanted to happen in their deep psyche. You know,
Mhm.
it's like man, that was cruel. You know, it's crazy to be that like connected or that dependent on a piece of technology to make you do things like that. And they were kind of dumb though for thinking that they could just cut them off cold turkey.
Mhm.
Just be like, oh yeah, we're done now. We're going on vacation.
I mean, you can though. You really can. Like, they could have just put their foot down harder.
They
You
should
know
have
what I
done it
mean?
earlier. Yeah,
Exactly. The one thing that's kind of in disbelief for this story is the fact that it's a virtual reality room, yet everything is like they're able to affect, what's outside of it.
yeah.
Mhm.
Which is like the crazy part. I mean, yeah, because that's what they thought that it was only virtual reality, but
Mhm.
yeah, it kept like I forget. It was like one of their wallets fell in there or
Yeah, it's
something.
always like the wallet, dude. I always go back and remember the wallet. Actually, this
Yeah.
is not my first time reading the Belt. That's why. I always
mm,
think about the wallet for this book. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I don't. I, yeah, I don't. They didn't really explain that of like how it can actually like physically interact with you.
Hmm.
I'm sure. I mean, they didn't have to. I guess it was just part of the, like you said, the sci-fi aspect of it. I think there has to be something to that. Like we installed those walls. These are walls. These are not actual things. Yeah, I don't know.
Just have these.
Um, I feel like people would find out eventually though that
Hmm.
like they had the lions eat the parents or whatever. I was like, at some point, there's gonna be questions asked, like
Yeah.
where these people are.
We can like say the psychiatrist find out or psychologist. Like that he learned of the truth.
Yeah, yeah, because he was there at the end, right? When that was
Hmm.
happening and like the door was closed.
And he
It's
goes
like, hey,
back to
what's going on in there, you know?
and apparently like looking right now what they're saying here on Wikipedia, the children's names are Peter and Wendy, which are supposed to be going back to Peter Pan.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
I didn't know that. That kind of plays off that like imagination kind of thing. Same thing happened in Peter Pan.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's this magical world, you know?
Mhm.
Have you ever seen? I'm pretty sure there was like a live action Peter Pan, right? It's like
Hook.
old though.
Oh,
No, 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 no.
there's an old one, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I remember watching that. I don't think it was as good as people wanted it to be, right? I mean, especially if it's old, right? Like the technology isn't there to really have someone flying through the air. Like a I don't even know how they did the crocodile or the alligator, whatever it is. I'm pretty sure there was one. But like the Disney one is still the best one though. Like that's amazing. That's classic. That's like in
It's
the
pretty
vault.
good.
Before Disney Plus happened, you would never see it. Um, I think the Velt is actually the thing I have the most notes on. Probably because it was the first one. I was like, ooh, how's this gonna go?
So interesting.
Yeah. Then we have the kaleidoscope, right?
It's leading right into the kaleidoscope. But very interesting. This one, I feel like is one that could happen today. Very much so.
Oh, okay. I was just I was trying to remember it. This is the one that it was like Gravity. You ever watch the movie Gravity?
I have nothing gravity.
Well, it was just like people getting lost in space, kind of like floating out there, you know? You can't do nothing about it. Did you watch the hit anime?
Ad Astra.
Yeah, did you watch that?
No, I didn't watch Ad Astra.
It's like that too. I feel like there's a trend, Ray, and I feel like you have something against astronauts and astronaut content.
I saw Interstellar and The Martian. It's just that, like, let's
Mm.
be honest. Like,
Where would you rank those in like a personal, like,
Interstellar's pretty good. It's like,
Okay.
it's up there as like a really good movie. Probably one of the best science fiction movies, actually.
Isn't that a Nolan film?
Yeah. Is it Nolan? For real?
I'm pretty sure.
I said yes instinctively. Now that you say it, I actually think it actually is Nolan. It is.
Yeah. And then what was the other one? Martian?
Martian, yeah. I like the book better for The Martian. The movie's good, but it's a different type of good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, how long is The Martian? Do you know? I'm gonna take that as a no.
It's like, I'm gonna say like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
The Martian runtime. Yeah, 2 hours and 31 minutes.
I'm sure you probably couldn't tell. I mean, it's the whole thing with books and movies, right? You gotta like scrunch everything. You gotta compact the story. Unless if you're doing The Hobbit, then you stretch it out. You stretch it out beyond belief.
Somehow it worked for The Hobbit, ironically. Like, not super worked. Like, obviously, fans are like, in the middle, in my opinion.
Well, it's because they just added a bunch of stuff that like wasn't
Like,
in the book.
a lot of it didn't need to be there. I'll say that for much. But what was that? Obviously, they added for theatrical effect. So they tried to make it. It didn't make anything worse, but it's not what people were expecting.
Yeah. I mean, especially after this is like the next wave after the Lord of the Rings, which is one of the most like revered
Critically
trilogies
acclaimed.
of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, critically acclaimed. And you have another one that finally comes out, and they're like, "Oh, look at this, we're doing more." and it's just not as good. Like I mean, it couldn't possibly live up to that.
Yeah, again, I don't believe they should ever adapt the Silmarillion into a movie or any sort. Try to do that. If anything, it should be a television series if they ever
Is,
do try to.
isn't there a television series being made? I don't know if it's based on that.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure like Amazon picked it up, and it's some sort of Lord of the Rings thing. And I'm sure it hasn't made any progress this year.
It is an
Because
upcoming 3-part film.
it's a 3-part. I thought it was I thought it was like a series.
It's going to be a 3-part film.
Okay. Have you ever seen the animated Hobbit movie?
I have not. I haven't seen the animated Lord of the Rings either.
Animated Hobbit movie. I watched a bunch as a kid.
Mhm.
I don't know why. I didn't go and seek it out.
It just
But
came to
yeah, I just in
that.
one
That was
movie.
me with Treasure Planet actually.
Treasure Planet. I don't remember the first time I watched Treasure Planet. I don't remember why. Did I have that? Like, did I own that? I don't remember.
Like I know I own Treasure Planet, but like I'd be watching TV and then all of a sudden I would see it on TV and I'd be like, well, I guess we're watching Treasure Planet now.
Oh, we have to.
Same with like any of the old Harry Potters. Like if they were on TV, it's like, whoops,
Yeah,
ABC
yeah.
Family. You mean you're having a Harry Potter marathon? That's crazy. The ABC Family's dead now, by the way. It's freeform for all you other people out there.
ABC is that station that plays Harry Potter
Proud
during.
Family. Oh,
Okay. Did you know they're rebooting the Proud Family?
I did.
Yeah. They're getting all the original people, I think. But with Harry Potter, that's they play that during Christmas time for some reason.
Yeah, they do. They also have the
Um,
Halloween specials for ABC Family.
Yeah, they do. Are they the ones that do the 31 days or whatever?
Yeah.
31 days, too much days. Too
Then they
many
have
days.
25 days for Christmas.
Yeah. What if a holiday is on like the first? You just do one day.
It's just the entire marathon, dude.
Just
Yo, like Nicktoons, Avatar marathons, dude.
yes.
I watch all the time. All the time.
Do they still marathon that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm not subscribed to kid networks anymore on my TV. I don't watch TV anymore.
I don't watch. Yeah, me neither.
I don't even know why I said that. It's like I just don't watch TV. It's awful. I watch YouTube and anime.
Ah, yes. The pinnacle of new age streaming. So that was Kaleidoscope.
Next
we're
up.
gonna go to the
Here's
other
the zoo.
foot.
The other film was interesting. I'll give him that.
Oh yeah, I like that. That was like playing with like civil rights.
Yeah, playing with
Kinda
civil rights
style.
and racial injustice. That was interesting.
Yeah,
And again, like this is once again showing Ray Bradbury. Even though he is mostly a sci-fi writer, he's willing to dip his toes into things that are like culturally significant to what he's writing.
yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, because the first two, I feel like all these stories have like meanings or lessons or whatever.
Mhm.
Even if they're nothing. Like I know one story that I don't know. We'll get to later, but the whole point of I forget which one it was, but it was like, yeah, we're all gonna die, and that's it. You just gotta accept it.
Yeah, Ray Bradbury really like, at least like, if he has that depressing tone that hits you, he'll be like, well, this is just how it's gotta be. You gotta have that little tiny, hope. He'll give you at the end. He'll give you a little hope. Take this hope. Just a
Yeah, it
little
was
bit of
it was the last night of the world, which
hope.
is like one of the last ones, and it was like there was a rumor or something that the world was gonna end, and then everyone just believed it,
Mhm.
but no one was freaking out. No one was like going crazy, getting food and trying to have like bunkers being made. Every single person on probably Mars, because that's where 90% of these stories take place. Everyone
Obsessed
on
with Mars.
Mars, yeah, they just like accepted it, and then they went to sleep, and then the story ended, and I guess it's supposed to be implied that the world did in fact end, but like the moral of the story is just, yeah, you just when stuff like that happens, nothing you can do. You just recognize it, and then you, I don't know, live your last 24 hours. They're just like, oh, because the way stories are told nowadays, like modern stories, right? And people who are not innovative, there probably would have been some crazy thing at the end. It was like, oh, there's some people that's gonna rocket out of here, or we were actually gonna see like meteors falling from the sky, and then there'd be a team of people trying to stop it, or I mean, you can't stop meteors, but like go somewhere. I don't know. But Ray Bradbury just telling it like it is.
You got it, dude.
Yeah, with the other foot, yeah, this is probably one of my favorite, probably top 5 in this book for me. Because yeah, I was messing with like the blacks and whites and like all the injustice, and then were black people, were they like sent away to Mars, or did they leave?
They
Do you remember?
escaped. They left and escaped.
They escaped. Okay,
Mhm.
and they were like, we're out of here, and then all the other white people were just like, well, I mean, this is ours, so we're gonna fight over who gets it, like Earth, and then they bomb themselves. We find out, oh, they're the people over there on Mars. They know what's going on. They basically live in a utopia. You know. I kind of wished that they would have ended it with them hanging them, instead of like the big epiphany of, oh God, we got to be better than them. I think it would have been more interesting if he was just blunt in this story as well. Like, no,
Mhm.
you still did all those things. We're not, forgive, sure, but I don't know, like like forgive and forget. It's like, no, there's like hundreds of years. And I don't remember when this story takes place. Like if it's like the year of 2100 or something, but it's been at least hundreds of years of crazy, you know, just despicable acts. And then we're supposed to help you? No, I wouldn't help him. I wouldn't expect that. Um, go
The highway.
to the highway, yeah. Um, this one I didn't really like. It was just like one of the really short ones. And there was the whole thing with the highway, people going, and then no one, almost no one ever goes on the highway. Then out of nowhere, a huge crowd of people do. And then it's like they're running away from something, but we don't ever see what it is. And I think this might have also been another like end of the world, or some like monster or something that's eating the world. Godzilla has risen, something like that. But it's just left up, like thrown up in the air. We don't really know what happened. Thought it was okay. Um, we got the man,
The man. Who's the man?
which was pretty cool. That was the one where these astronauts went to some planet, probably Mars, and everyone was like, dude, Jesus was here. You literally just missed him. And the one astronaut dude was like, oh man, he might have been here. We kind of believe it. And the other dude was like, no way. No way. He was definitely like an atheist or something. Because he
Mhm.
was like, no one here has proof. Everyone here is just like, oh no, we saw him and trust us. Main dude was like, nah, not doing that. And then by the end, I think it's implied that he is there. Like he's still there currently. Because I think they send the one dude off that doesn't believe. Because they give him some kind of clue or something. He's like, all right, I'm going to go get him. I'm going to go find him. And then he leaves, and then the other dude that does believe stays there. And then
Mhm.
the mayor or something is like, hey, let's go. And again, I think it's implied that he is still there, but like non-believers can't see him or something. I don't know. That was cool though. It kind of played around with belief, I guess, and faith. Like,
Mhm.
oh, seeing is believing, but you're just physically impossible to be able to see everything in the world, in the galaxy, right? Um, The Long Rain. I think it was probably one of my favorites. That was where just rain on the planet. I think they're on Venus this time, which I think is like the only time that a story took place on Venus. Which kind of
I don't know, but
interesting.
like the Tim and Mars, dude. It's
Yeah,
always been Mars.
I don't know.
Never not gonna be Mars. Actually, what was the other? There was another story with Venus. Maybe not in this collection. Um, but I'm not sure if it was a Bradbury story.
Was yeah, I don't know.
All summer in a day,
Oh yeah, I
where
guess
it's the day where the sun is visible on Venus
not.
for an hour.
Yeah.
They lock the one girl away, even though she likes the sun the most.
Mm. He's your son's biggest fan.
Well, I mean, like she's the only one who's seen the sun. She was from Earth, and she
Ah,
moved to Venus, and everyone else is like Venus born, so they've never seen the sun. So they lock her away, and so they all witnessed the sun, and they kept her away, so she didn't get to see the sun when she was on Venus.
that's unfortunate.
Sad story. Don't bully kids. Don't be bullies.
That's the moral of the story. But yeah, with the long rain, I thought it was cool. Rain all the time. They are trying to find the dome, the like sun dome or whatever, and they find one. It's not working, and they have to make their way to another one. And Captain or whatever makes it to the last one. I thought it'd been better if he finally reached the second one all alone with all of his other people have just resigned, killed himself, right? He finally made it to a second one. I thought it'd been cool if that other one was also not working. Also just like damp and rainy. Again, it's just he could have been more blunt with it. Could have been just like, hey, despair. But he did determination and just willpower, I guess. Some like anime level willpower.
That's how you gotta have it.
Yeah. Then we have the Rocket Man, which I thought was kind of boring, kind of a boring story. That was one where his it's like dude, this father, this husband, he is like always traveling around on a rocket, going places. It's like once every like 4 months he gets to be home, and his wife has already accepted that he's dead. So she's not like saddened by it, I guess, when it finally does happen. And then it happens, and then I guess it sucks because she had like a monologue or something about, well, if he ever dies on I don't know, like Venus or something, then every time we see Venus in the sky, we're gonna think of him, we're gonna be sad. So I'm just hoping that when he dies, he just dies in space somewhere. And it turns out that he died crashing
On
into
the
the sun.
sun.
Yeah, which is like all day pretty much. You see the sun. It's like, ooh,
It's a big L.
that's the worst one. Yeah. And then we got the fire balloons.
Just a weird story.
Yeah, which is like them going to a alien planet and then seeing these like.
Guess what? It's Mars every time. It's always been
Mars. Yeah. And I forget what they were dealing with in this one. It was just like their belief. It was very similar to the Man, where they're playing around with belief and like, hey, everything here is good. Like we heal, we make sure everything's good. We protect everything no matter what. And I think it was just the one dude who didn't believe. I think he even like threw himself off of a cliff or something to to prove that the little wisps or whatever can't save him. Like it was weird though, cause it was another story that ended and just kinda ended. It was like, "Nah, we're all good though. We told you," you know? Like, you don't have to worry. I don't know what the lesson was in that story. It's just kind of like a snake eating its own tail, you know? Yeah, we're good. It's fine. And then, this right here, right, I think is probably where I started to fall off
Okay.
with,
Yeah. I mean, the first half.
yeah. Yeah, I already talked about the last night of the world. That was when everyone wanted to die. Or not wanted to die, but they knew they were going to. They might have wanted to, we don't know, you know?
You're right.
Um, The Exiles was about, a bunch of, like like not well, like non-fictional writers. Like, they actually
Mm,
existed. Or I guess
Yeah.
they're
Again, this one felt like a bit of a connection to Fahrenheit.
yeah. Yeah, because all the books, yeah, they're burning all the
hmm
books and stuff. Um,
I
and
like the
then
shout outs. He has like he's like shouting out like everyone is like all these famous authors and all that stuff. It's like
yeah, yeah.
these are like his inspirations essentially. He's like shouting out people who are before him. So so powerful.
I just tried to take a sip from my water and I didn't uncap it. You were looking away. I looked at it
Sure,
and I was
sure.
like, "Oh man."
So lucky.
Uh, No Particular Night or Morning was like they're like a space crew and the one dude's going crazy. So if he doesn't see anything like right now currently, he
It
doesn't
doesn't
believe
exist.
it. Yeah, it doesn't
Mhm.
exist. So it's like, I'm sure every day he wakes up and he's like, "Oh man, people, it's crazy." He doesn't even know what a person is, you know? Um, what's next? The Fox in the Forest. There's like they have like a time machine or something, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
And uh I don't know. I didn't really like this story. I don't They just kind of I don't think anything really happened. Like them going back in time and like trying to I don't know, like contact certain people. It's another one of those ones where I was like, I don't know what the message, or like what was it? It just kind of happened, you know. It was like some secret society or something, right? I don't know.
Mhm.
Have you read? Oh man, there was a book called The Missing, I think, or The Hidden, or
Nope, never read it.
The Missing,
Everything you
something
said there it does not sound familiar.
like that. It was written by that's not important. It was an author that I discovered in like elementary school or something, and
Okay.
I don't know, something like that. But the whole, if I remember correct, because it was a series, but I think I only read like the first two books because they were coming out, and like when you're a kid, or at least me, I didn't like understand the concept of books coming out. I was like, this is too long. We're waiting too long for this. We just gotta
Oh
have
yeah.
all the books now, you
It's
know?
like why does it take so long for a book to come out? Just bring it out now.
Yeah.
You stupid? You
Why does it take so long?
It's like you're an idiot. Just come up with everything now. Just write it in batch. Do it at once. Yeah.
And now in the age of streaming, it's like, oh, everything comes out immediately. But yeah, it was basically a book about a bunch of people who they somehow get like suckered into time traveling a bunch, and they have to like
Ooh,
get back to where they are. I feel like this anecdote didn't really add anything, so
it added a lot
um
to me.
The Visitor,
That's one.
yeah, where we had the dude that can like manifest his different memories or like different experiences he's had, something like that. But like he was like the only one that could do it, I think. So people were like, "Ooh, we need that. We need that kind of like human ability kind of thing." And then I think everyone dies in the end because they
Yeah.
argue over something, and yeah, so everyone's dead. So Probably the best way to end any story, really, is just kill everyone, you know?
Yeah, man. Fire Punch was like that, dude.
Fire Punch was like that, yeah.
Fire Punch is
Yeah?
pretty good. It was pretty good.
I mean, it was good. Yeah, it was good. There's so many stories. We have the concrete mixer, and it was just like Earth versus Mars kind of thing. Oh man, something's gonna happen. Then nothing happened. And then the story ended. We have marionettes, where it's like a dude who has like a puppet, right? And the puppet is like, oh man, I'm the real person. And then he like locks the main dude in a cage or something. He's like, you're not a good person in real life. I'll be better than you ever were. And then that's the end. We have the city, which is like, have you watched Rick and Morty, Ray?
Only a few episodes.
Ooh, well, there's an episode. I think it's the newest season, where the main thing is like they go to a planet, and the planet is like living and breathing planet, right?
Okay.
It's alive. It's sentient. It's kind of what this reminds me of.
So Unicron.
Sure, yeah. That's a reference I understand. But yeah, the city is basically that. It's just like, ooh, it's a living and breathing city, and then it causes destruction. And it's like, my job here is done. I may now rest. It's like, you ever seen both Infinity War and Endgame work for this?
Okay.
Work for this analogy.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you seen either of those, Ray?
I believe so. At least
Okay.
one.
Okay. So Infinity War, the end of Infinity War, spoilers for Infinity War, but if you haven't seen it, you are one of the only people on Earth that, probably in America, I'd say, that hasn't seen it.
Even like 2-year-olds went to see that movie. They don't even know what that movie was.
It's true, yeah. They're like, oh my god, noises and sounds. I need milk.
Glug glug. I say the glug was funnier.
Yeah, at the end of Infinity War, Thanos is like, now I can rest, right? And then Endgame, Iron Man is like, now I can rest. Same thing, parallels, you know?
Now I can rest.
Are the Russos gonna come back for another movie?
Who knows?
Probably not. Dude, did you see WandaVision is finally coming out?
Yeah, is it like what, next year it's slated?
Yeah, but it's
I know when,
January
yeah.
though. So
Yeah.
it's like it's next year, but it's like basically here.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
It's like the Biden election, but
Yeah. Oh man, we're gonna get political, huh?
no, not really. That's just the only day I thought that was
He
like
won by
kind of
like
relevant.
70 votes, right? He won by like 70 electoral. Come on, it's such a far gap. It was closer than it wasn't.
It's like, the secret was like mail-in ballots, to be honest. But I mean,
Secret.
the secret was when you said, "Hey, let's not do mail-in ballots." Are you an idiot? I don't know.
I did
All I got that.
I did a absentee ballot.
You did.
So much
I
easier.
went in person. I actually did it.
Yeah.
Like there was like no one when I went in.
Doing an absentee ballot is basically the same thing. I realize it's the same thing as going in person,
Mhm.
except you don't have to wait in line. Which, when I got there wasn't a line, so I guess I could have just done it. But it's just like, you just walk around the line, put your thing in the box, and then you leave.
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh, that's don't have to. Anyway, what's the next one? 0 Hour is,
Zathura.
yeah, basically, yeah. It's like attacking people. We got kids who are powerful. Did you prefer Zathura or Jumanji?
I actually like Zathura. Let me not lie about it.
I feel like Zathura is like the dark horse where people like didn't want to like it for some reason.
I feel like Jumanji was only hyped up because that's Robin Williams. This is my
Robin
personal
Williams,
opinion.
yeah.
That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I feel like if anyone was in that role, we wouldn't care about that movie as much. But because Robin Williams is there and he was really giving a good performance, you know, I mean, I don't think that's like one of his best movies, but he was in it, so it was cool.
He's memorable. He's a memorable part of the movie, definitely. And he's a pivotal character, but I felt like Zathura just had much more going for it. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean, where it's like you have this one actor who is so good at like just swallowing up every scene,
Mhm.
where you kind of lean too much on that.
That's the problem with future films right there. They kind of lean heavy too much on Johnny Depp.
Yeah, yeah. I was
Did you
actually
hear
thinking
what
about
happens
this.
with him?
I was just about to say I was thinking about this recently because I saw a headline that was like Pirates of the Caribbean is actually going to benefit from him not being in them anymore. And while I hope that his whole situation gets resolved in his favor, because he seems to be like the right one in this scenario.
He's definitely in the right. I don't know why, like in British libel court, what's going on there? Apparently, like from what I'm hearing, the judge is dismissing every single accusation that's put on his wife
Mm,
when it's in the exact same circumstances of what like she has done to him, what he has done to her.
yeah, I know.
It's like, what are you just And then she
Which,
still like has like DC movies coming up and all that for Aquaman.
yeah,
Like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah. I mean, it's just crazy because yeah, I forget exactly when this first started coming out, but yeah,
it's like he's the victim. He's the actual victim.
yeah, which
It's like
we
everything
didn't
he's done was in retaliation, as far as like, what we know.
yeah, we didn't know that at first too. So I know
Mhm.
for like a week or I don't know how long it was, but
The longest
for
time he looked like the baddie. It's like,
yeah, we like canceled Johnny Depp and we're like, oh, he's over. And then
yeah.
when the real evidence came out, we're like, oh, okay,
It's like
no, he's good.
he's done everything in retaliation, and it's like, I mean, yeah, it's not right what he did still, but like she's the one who like instigated everything. If anything, they both should be like doing like something, not like they're both liable for like bringing down each other. She's
Hmm.
definitely caused him physical damage. I mean, cutting off his fingers and all that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to get too weird. Yeah. I hope that everything works out the way it's supposed to. You know.
it's like they're
Um.
both definitely not innocent, but she's definitely way less innocent than he is.
Yeah.
And the court's not
Um.
reflecting that. That's just what I'm saying.
Then we have one more actually, the rocket,
This is
where
the
it
one
was
that he
like,
built it off junk.
yeah, it was like, oh man, at some point I want to go on a rocket, and the wife is like, nah, I don't want you guys ever doing that, because it's dangerous. She has every reason to be, you know, uh, protective of her family, right?
Mm.
Yeah, and then they build it out of whatever, and then she finally comes around and is like, hey, that actually looked kind of fun, maybe next weekend, or she says something, maybe me and you could go on a trip or whatever. It's like, oh, that's nice. Uh, but then we have the epilogue, Ray, and I don't know if you remember the epilogue or not, but it ends in a very weird way, and I don't really understand what the point of it is, where he finally finishes the last story, right? Last tattoo. And the whole thing they set up in the beginning is that there's like a space, like an empty space on like the man's shoulder or something.
Hmm.
And whenever he meets someone that gets engulfed in his stories and goes through all of them or whatever, that space then becomes an image that pertains to whoever is watching the stories, right?
Hmm.
And this one became an image of the illustrated man like strangling the dude who was watching the stories. And so he freaked out, got up, and ran away. Ran like into town or something. And that's the epilogue. Again, Ray Bradbury, he has his he has his reasons for writing stuff a certain way, but I don't understand what that's supposed to be. Like, was that actually going to happen? Was that something that the dude like is it always within the onlooker who manifests certain things onto the illustrated man? And like why, if that was like a future seeing moment, why was the illustrated man gonna do that to him?
Hmm. What was the
Like,
purpose for that?
yeah, I mean he didn't go to sleep and was like, hey, you better not, because if you do, I'm gonna hurt you. You better not look at my tattoos. Like
It's like
he was
don't stare.
yeah, he was just like, I mean, you can. I wouldn't recommend it because people have gone crazy watching my stories. It was weird. It was a weird ending that I didn't understand, and was already on the tail end of the second half of the book that I didn't really connect with at all. I kind of got bored of it, so it was just all in all very, very weird.
I
And
can't say
also,
that.
a witch is the one who tattooed him. Crazy. So, throwing stuff out there. Just weird elements to the. Ray, you were like the I don't even know what the word is, something. You are the last word when it comes to you know, I
Okay.
can't think of the word. Like I don't know, putting the cap on things, right? With your
You're right.
stamp and your seal and everything. So I'm
This one gets the stamp. Doesn't get the
the
seal.
stamp. Okay. I was thinking about something the other day, right, Ray? So we get the stamp, right? The seal. The seal is better than the stamp, right? Like
Yeah.
on the scale. When you say, and I might have asked you this before, when you say stamp, do you mean like a postage stamp, or do you mean like a like a click click? Like the thing you put
Click,
in ink? It's
little
like
click, little click, click,
okay. So seal, do you mean like sticker, or do you mean like wax?
like a wax seal. We're going like
Okay.
real.
I've always wanted to write a letter and have like my own like wax thing. That'd be cool.
I do, but then I realize like, what would I write letter to? What would I send? Where would I send it? It's like, hey boy, wrote a letter, lol. Stamp.
You can write a letter to your brother.
Oh, you're right. Just mail it to myself. I'll just leave it in the mailbox. Yeah.
And then you leave it in the mailbox one day, and then you go to sleep, wake up the next morning, and you go and get the mail, and you're like, "Oh man, Rashawn got a letter."
Look at his cool stamp. No one does wax stamps these days. Sealed. It's so good.
Oh man, it doesn't
Wax
have a
seal.
name on it. It doesn't have a name. I don't know who sent it, and like he like flips it over and sees the seal, and he looks over in your room, and he clearly sees like the like seal making equipment on your shelf.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen that before in my life.
What?
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, I'd probably say something similar, where again, like second half, I got kind of bored of it, but I think some of the stories in here, like a good like 5 stories in here, are like really good, and I know they're supposed to be short stories, but I wished maybe if they like were doubled in length, I think I would have liked it more.
They didn't have as much substance to them as they could have
Yeah.
to really go like into like what would have maybe meant them go like the other direction. Like I feel like no particular night or morning was interesting. Could have went much more deep into that.
Mhm.
I think they had a larger crew with like other issues outside of like the two characters. That could have been interesting.
Yeah. Um. Oh, so yeah, now we gotta figure out what we're gonna do next time.
Ooh,
New book.
up the list on my phone.
So yeah, while Ray looks at that, let me tell you about our sponsors, right? Okay, so
Yeah, those are our sponsors.
how mad would you be if I actually came in here and like I had real sponsors? Like,
If you got real sponsors, I wouldn't be mad. I'd be overjoyed.
I think it'd be funny
Yeah, totally.
to like look at the episode again and like watch me go through the ad read and then watch your face as to like, is he messing with me? Does he really have spot? Like, is it? I don't
Did
know.
you actually get a sponsor? That's crazy. Did you or did you not get a sponsor?
Let me tell you. Let me take a few minutes to tell you about Raycon. Okay, Raycon is a brand. I think they're headphones, right? Something like that,
They
wireless.
are headphones. They wireless
Yeah,
headphones. By Ray J.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, Ray J. I think Ray J also makes scooters.
Does he?
I'm pretty sure. It's called the Ray Scoot. I
How
mean,
do you feel about that one?
I mean, I feel pretty good because it's fact.
Okay.
I'm on the Wikipedia right now. The very extensive Wikipedia of this one item, this one product.
What is Unwind by Neil Shusterman? So we'll search for that
Ooh,
one.
that's a book I've read before.
It is?
Yeah.
I have not.
It's
Unwind.
also I found out years later that that is the first book in a series. Never knew that. I thought it was just one single book, and I was happy with the experience. Kevin read that book too.
Oh, it's like The Giver, where like you're like happy with just reading the one book, and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
dude, this is.
Well, again, like at the time, I thought it was one book. You know, like I
Mhm.
mean, I didn't know there was more. Like it didn't say book one. It wasn't like, oh, stay tuned for the next time. I was just like, oh, that was a really good story. And then years later, I remember it might have actually been. I remember a while ago, me and you talked about doing books in some capacity for like
Oh, this
some.
is very interesting. Yeah, I'd read this, dude.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
This is actually one of the rare times where you get the upper hand.
Yeah, where I've done the thing, you haven't done the thing.
Yeah, it's really rare that this happens. No, this is definitely on the list.
How
Now
many
we're
times
doing.
has that happened?
It has happened
Space
more
Force.
often than we think. Space Force. I think the SpongeBob tournament. Obviously, you had the upper hand because you were picking episodes.
Oh, sure, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
A few of the anime movies, I don't really remember.
All the Ghibli stuff, because that was like the point of it.
All Ghibli, 100%.
Oh, so yeah, it has happened more often
Yeah.
than not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been more often than like we think it has,
Yeah.
based on like the streaks that we have been going on. To be fair.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. What was it? Unwound.
Yeah, Unwind.
By who?
Neil Shusterman.
Okay. And yeah, that is. So yeah, we're gonna do that for next time. Yeah, that is the first book in a series. I don't know where I was going with that thought. I just wanted to say it again.
Maybe we could
Yeah,
have bring the series in, kind of do something similar.
Yeah. I mean, we started any other series? We did Lightning Thief, which
Oh, I know this author. He's the one who wrote Scythe. Dude,
I don't know.
dude.
over
Yo,
my
we gotta
head.
read Scythe. Scythe is like so good.
Gotta add it to the list, or else I'll
Yes.
forget.
Yeah, I've read Scythe before, dude. This guy's good. He has a lot of good books here. Actually, I've heard of. Heard of Everlost. Wrote some of the X-Files books. Downsiders. Yeah, man, this guy's good.
Yeah.
Is Scythe? I thought I actually had Scythe already on here, but let me see.
I bet you don't.
Do not. Well, thank you, Rayman. It's added here after Unwind.
Might as well grouped up.
Scythe
yeah,
also. Neil Shusterman.
Unwind. So to pivot off of that, Ray,
Mhm.
we watched Coraline.
Oh boy, what an adventure!
An Adventure. Yeah. Have you seen this movie before?
I have not seen this movie before. This was my
Okay.
first digestion of the series.
I also have not watched this movie.
The only thing I remember was this trailer being terrifying to me
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty terrifying.
when I was a young one.
I feel like the whole movie could have just been avoided. You know,
Mhm.
could have walked in, saw the mom with the button eyes, and I would have been like,
Just
okay,
walk out. Just walk
yeah,
out.
like,
Yeah.
that's cool. You can live your life. I'm gonna go over here. You know,
But obviously, that's not a movie. You know, the movie's got to
Yeah.
have
not a movie.
someone taking the.
I thought
bait.
the cat was the coolest character.
Obviously, man.
Yeah, you're just chilling, going
Cat
between
had
worlds.
swag, dude.
He's like Iroh, where he's like, hey, I'll exist in the real world and the spirit world.
Yeah, man.
You can't stop me.
And then Iroh then lives in the spirit world. He doesn't even die. What a savage.
Yeah.
Imagine choosing not to die but just living in the spirit world. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird. It took me a little bit to get used to the like, what was it, like stop motion,
Mhm.
claymation type thing. But I thought overall it looked pretty good. I think that stop motion is one of those things that if you do it right the first time, it'll age really well. Because it's like I don't know if stop motion technology can really advance further than it already is. I guess like the materials can get
It's
better.
kind of hit the peak already. We've kind of hit the top percentage of stop motion.
Yeah. Have you watched Wallace and Gromit?
Not sure if you've seen my Discord icon, but
Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
my Discord icon's Wallace.
I did see that you changed it, but I didn't get a close look at it. So, yeah, man, I just think, man, she was crazy. I feel like the parents weren't great. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like they're both very neglectful. You know, they just kind of let that happen, let her go into the spirit world, and yeah, I don't know.
It's a weird story. It's not bad by any means. Coraline is
I just feel like I would have
iconic.
been out way before they were like, okay, we have a present for you, and then she opens it and it's eyes. It's like buttons. I would have been out way
It's like
before that.
the moment that you get the button eye presents, you gotta realize that you made a mistake. You're not supposed to be there.
Yeah,
It's like, I gotta get out. I can't be here. I can't take this. You're too kind. I gotta. Let me tell you, it would be better if I wasn't here.
And then when she was locked in the room with the other like ghost children,
Mhm.
like, okay,
The other three.
what is this turned into? I don't know if this is real or not. When the mom like stitched the one dude's mouth closed,
Mhm.
I was like, oh yeah, you like him better this way, right? Because she had like a comment earlier where she didn't like when the one kid talked. Thought he was like really annoying. He was like, yeah, I mean, sure, yeah, I like it when he talks less, but this is like not consensual. I
Too
don't I
much.
don't know.
Too much.
I don't
I
know if
will
we
say
should.
that this actually started a Leica.
What is
The,
that?
the
Oh, Leica,
film
yeah.
this was the film that started Leica, and I will say I think that I haven't seen Kubo yet. I do want to see Kubo, but
Yeah, I
I
did too.
do, and same with Paranorman as well, which they also released. I thought
Okay.
Paranorman was a cooler movie than Coraline.
Yeah, I think I've seen Paranorman. Have you seen Frankenweenie?
See, I was actually gonna compare it to Frankenweenie right there. Like
Yeah.
Paranorman came out when Disney came out with Frankenweenie,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought Frankenweenie was less of a strong film than what Paranorman seemed.
Sure, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm okay with that.
Because it came out at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
That happens really often. Like similar movies come out at the same time.
And like it's purely coincidental at that point. You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, because there's no way you could see that a movie comes out and then make your own and finish it in like a month.
Yeah. It's like these movies have been in production for years. You know? But it's how it be sometimes.
Mm. Well, it's like how like Sekiro and Neo came out around the same time.
Yeah, you can't really fight that. You know, it's
Yeah.
like it just happens.
Years of development.
Mhm.
you know, like there's no way.
Mhm.
Dude, I've never played any Souls games, right?
Mhm.
But Demon
Oh,
Souls,
Demon Souls.
Demon
Yeah.
Souls looking kind of cool. Just saying.
From what people are saying, apparently, like some older Demon Souls fans, they're saying the game it looks good, but they're saying like it is somehow not also looking good to what the representation of the old game was.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, sure.
Mhm. We're like, yes, this game looks great, but this is completely throwing on some of the original design ideas for what the original Demon Souls had in mind.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wonder if Blue Point actually like consulted with them because like Blue Point probably the best when it comes to remaking games, like hands down.
It's like there's like this one character, I believe, like one Asian-based character, themed character they
Mhm.
had, and like they said how disrespectful it was in the remake, what they've done to the character that was originally in Demon Souls.
Why would they do?
It was something they did with the attire for the character, and like what they
Okay.
changed. Hmm
Oh, okay.
Like they changed the color like from like a white to a brown, which is like disrespectful to like the type of clothing that they're wearing. That clothing would never be a brown type of color, and it would always be like a pure white to symbolize something, because it's more like a religious item.
I wonder how much traction these complaints will get. You know, like if they'll fix things or alter things in the update or something. Because like if it's mostly aesthetic, I don't imagine it would be that difficult to just
To like
change a
change the
palette.
model or whatever.
Yeah. Have you played Spider-Man on PS4?
I have not. My brother has.
Did you hear about that? Because you might have heard about it even if you didn't play it. The like
New
out
model.
in the sea, there's like some character models on a boat, and I don't know if it was done intentionally or not, but they are modeled so bad. Like the resolution of those particular models are so bad, it looks like they came out of the N64. Did you hear about this?
No, I did not hear about this.
So yeah, so literally, if you'll like Google like images, it's literally they I don't know if it was just an oversight by the team, but like if you
It
go
has to be
further,
intentional at some point.
because they look so bad. Like it's like three polygons, three triangles, and then the funny thing is in Miles Morales, I think Insomniac kind of calls back to it because there's another team or another like couple dudes in the ocean, and they also still have like super polygonal features, and I think there's even like a post-it note on the one character, and it's like, hey, did you miss me or something like that, of like, hey, we know that last thing in the last game, you know, we're gonna do it again because it was funny. But I don't remember if the first time in the first game it was intentional, or if it was just like, it's all the way out there, no one will ever go that far into the world because there's nothing out there, you know.
No, it definitely sounds intentional. I mean,
Yeah.
the amount of work they put into that game is kind of ridiculous. Unless it was like an oversight, which is like a possibility.
Yeah.
But like, I'd assume that most likely it wasn't. If they did it again in Miles Morales, you definitely know that the second time was done on purpose.
Yeah, it was a callback, right? I like really want to play Miles Morales, but I'm not buying it for PS4.
Oh no, I was gonna say, so like for the remake, the remastered Spider-Man for PS5, they're one of the new suits they added was made by our boy Dave Raposa.
I don't know who that is.
He's the guy who makes the Steve Lichtman comics.
Oh yes. So wait, so did he make or like design?
He designed the Arachnid Rider suit.
Okay.
For the remaster, and as well, like, you know, he's also an official Marvel cover artist. I'm not sure if he does actual commission art for Marvel. So the fact that he was able to get for PS5 is like, and like he said apparently that they took the suit design he had, like the concept, and they did it exactly the way he thought they would. They didn't change anything. He's like that's very exciting that they liked it so much.
So that was what I was gonna ask, where if it was like a new creation or if it was something that he already did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a new concept he made just for the game, and he said that they can make changes to it if they wanted to, or if they needed to. And he said they kept it basically like, you know, they change anything. They just put it exactly as he did in the game.
That's cool. So he does those other like comics that you showed me. So he just he just illustrates those, or he illustrates and writes those?
Well, Steve Lichtman is like his idea. You know, it's his comic.
Yeah.
But for Marvel, he does commission covers.
Oh, okay. That's cool, man. It's a really cool job to have, you know.
Like he does art for like Venom, Spider-Man Noir. Like I don't know if he did Iron Man art, but definitely does a lot of stuff for Spider-Man for Marvel that he's touched on.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Is it only in Spider-Man, or is it Miles Morales too?
I think it's only for the remastered Arachnid Rider. So unless they give him to you like another DLC suit for Miles, then I mean that's gonna happen. But I don't believe he has.
Um, yeah, man. Anything else about Coraline?
No, not really. It gets the stamp and the
Ah, the
seal.
seal. Yeah,
It's not a bad movie. It's just,
I
I
thought it
mean,
was.
looking back, it's like
I thought it was one of the more interesting animated movies that we've done.
mhm.
Kind of plays around with her own beliefs and what's going on in her life, and it's just like, oh no, like because her parents are kind of non-existent.
I forgot
So
who
of
wrote
course,
Coraline. Who was the author for Coraline?
was Coraline Neil Gaiman?
It was it well, yeah, it was Gaiman. Yep,
Yeah.
Gaiman. I don't know how to say his
I
name.
don't know. I've never read any of his stories, so I don't.
Twas
Uh,
him.
um, yeah. So like, of course, she would want to escape into some other world,
Mhm.
and then see all these other things that are perfect, right? Exactly the way she wants them.
Mhm.
It's a good lesson of like, hey, you can't have everything the way you like it, and you gotta give people, you got patience, right?
I gotta read more of his stuff because I've only read the Graveyard Book. I've read a little bit of American Gods. Haven't finished it. I've done Norse mythology. I tried getting into Sandman. Sandman's huge though. It's a long series. Good Omens. I tried getting into.
Mm. So
Yeah.
something that we probably won't spend more than a few seconds on, right? But
He was an Arthur. Sorry.
like the cartoon Arthur.
Yeah, as
Okay.
himself in
Ooh.
Arthur. That's crazy.
Um. So yeah, we also watched the one Danny Phantom episode.
Fright Night. Damn
Yeah.
bottom. An iconic episode actually that I remember.
I don't know if there's too much to say on it other than it was a Danny Phantom episode, Halloween.
Eat my shorts.
We got yeah, very very classic. Yeah, a very classic Danny Phantom episode. That was cool. I had the
I forgot
I
how much I love slash hate Dash.
yeah, I know, right? He's so annoying. There was one point in the show, I think it's towards the end, where he like comes around on him.
Mhm.
He's like, "Hey, we come to an understanding."
It's a bit like Flash Thompson.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was cool. Cool episode. We
That's why they name him Dash.
yeah, that's why. It was inspired by him. Uh, yeah, it was cool. It reminded me of, you ever watch Wizards of Waverly Place?
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode where they had to make Haunted House?
No.
Well, they had to do it, and like they sucked, right? Like the whole family had to do it, and the dad, notorious for not making a scary haunted house.
First of all, I think the funniest thing about like Wizards of Waverly Place is that the dad can no longer use magic, but he's teaching them, and he's like,
Yeah.
I used to be the expert. Trust. It's like I was like number one, guys. I'm like,
Well, I mean, if you remember, Ray,
Mhm.
because I do, he lost in the family tournament
Mhm.
because that's the whole thing where you grow up and then the entire family has like a battle or like a test and only
I saw
one
the
out of the
movie.
family. Yeah. Which to me, the movie was kind of a letdown of like the whole competition. It was just over really quickly. Um, yeah, but he was like really good. And so yeah, it was a whole Halloween thing, and he was like, "Oh no, we gotta make a scary one." And then the like mayor or something was there. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna judge the haunted houses all on Waverly Place." And him, of course, he went too hard, and they used like magic and stuff, and then it was so scary, like scarred the kids. And he was all happy, but then the mayor was like, "No, you have to make it scary. You can't make it give them trauma." And so they lost.
You can't give them trauma. You can't damage these kids for life. That's actually the answer.
This is the opposite.
So I don't want these
Um,
kids to be scarred for seeing everything what they can't see.
so yeah, does that get your stamp or seal, Ray? How you like the Danny Phantom episodes?
This Danny Phantom one, it gets the stamp, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. It's not like one of
It,
my favorite episodes.
it's an episode because Friday Night does come back. It's not like he doesn't come back.
Yeah,
Friday Night's cool. He's cool. Um, just that this episode. It's not Vlad. Let me be honest. Okay, it's not
that's
Vlad.
true.
Okay,
That's true.
it's,
Box
it's the
Ghost,
harsh criticism. Box Goes Vlad. Those are big people. Even I forgot the lunch
Skulker,
lady.
Skulker.
Skulkers.
Who's the Nah, I don't know. The like singer, the guitar
Oh,
player.
her. I forgot her name. She's good.
It's like Daphne or something, right? Something like that.
Yeah. She's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I watched more Bakemonogatari. Right.
Ooh.
Did
So you finished the.
from 4 to 9, right? Episodes 4 to 9.
How was Snail?
Snail was interesting. Yeah.
Mhm.
That was a thing. So they just like, so for people not following, right? Ray's already seen this. Okay, so I haven't. That's the whole shtick, right?
Mhm.
So they just always fighting animals then. All the spirits, they're all animals. Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can put that way. This is more like a nickname, really.
Sure. Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, I mean, I guess the last one that we saw wasn't like an animal.
The monkey wasn't an animal, but I mean
Yeah.
that.
Trying to.
But yeah,
What's,
he tends to use the animals as like a way to keep track of them.
the one girl's name?
Which one?
Okay, well, this.
Kanbaru?
Be so nice to everyone. Tsubasa, that's her name.
Tsubasa? Oh, Hanekawa? Yeah, her.
What's the point of her character?
Her character? Well, she'll be getting her arc at the end of this season.
Because like so far, we're over halfway through, right?
Mhm.
She just comes in randomly and just says, "Hey, be careful." She just says, "Be careful," just in a general sense. Or she's super inquisitive of Koyomi's relationship with Hitagi. That's it. Those are two things she does.
I kind of want to go into a little bit about that, but also don't kind of want to go into a bit about that, where they have a special relationship. It's really weird to say it without going into anything.
She was the one that he was talking to in the beginning, right? In the first episode.
It's like episode 1. Yeah, so like she was seeing episode 1, and then like it also, as I told you, flashes back through the movie.
Yeah.
Where like, you can see how he meets her and all that stuff. It's all done real quick. So like he already knows Hanekawa, from before all of this happens. Every other character he's meeting for is like basically for the first time. He's interacting with them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So him and Hanekawa basically have like this entire story that happened before this. So whenever they're interacting, it's calling on that. Yeah, the season ends with Hanekawa.
And then like Hitagi like confesses her feelings to Koyomi.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just like, yeah, okay. I feel like it's too quick though.
It does feel a bit quick, doesn't it? But to be fair though, she did tell him herself though. She already essentially said stuff way earlier in her arc. Where she said, if anyone were to save me, I'm the type of person to like fall in love with them or whatever. She hinted it real early.
And then her like presence is basically the key to defeating the like monkey paw thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like her just being there is like, oh no, can't have this. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of convenience in this show.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of just like, oh yeah, well this happened because of that, and you're just like, okay, yeah, I guess, right?
The more cool thing I guess that happened recently was like you actually seeing some of like the I guess fighting choreography or stuff like that they kind of show. This is the first time you're really seeing that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think the first when they're fighting the crab, there wasn't really any fighting.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like the crab like hit the girl or hit Hitagi, and they were like, oh no, and then she had like a brain blast. and she remembered her mom and stuff.
Brain blast, so good.
Yeah, and then there was like we found out that what's her name? Maoi, the like little girl,
Yeah,
right? She was like dead the whole time, or she was like a spirit or
Hachikoji,
something.
of course.
So that was
Yeah,
a
she died.
thing. That was another thing where, you know, one fear I had, and I talked to you about this when we started, was that it was gonna be like an anthology. And it was gonna be like, okay, here's characters. After 3 episodes, you're gonna forget that character, and then new one for the next 3. And they're not doing that, which I like. You know, they are carrying over. They are building an arc with Itagi, and then even Maoi. It was like, all right, her battle's done, but
But she's still here.
yeah,
She's
she's
still
still
here, yeah.
waiting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
And, like
you
you
know,
can see like now when you're going through like the next episode as well, that like they didn't really solve the monkey problem. They didn't solve it.
okay.
The arm is still there.
Okay, sure, yeah. And then what's the other girl? Oh yeah, we like get hinted at a new person, right? And they have like scales all over their body.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, another animal thing. I wonder, you know, if I were a betting man, Ray, I feel like it wouldn't be too hard to guess what you know, the next god or spirit or whatever, what animal they embody, you know?
I think they kind of tell you though. It's a snake though.
Yeah.
They tell you real quickly.
Yeah.
They're real
So
nice, like. They're real nice to tell you what's happening. They're like, yeah, it's a snake.
The snake, dude. Snakes are evil. Is Orochimaru gonna be in this show? Maybe.
Yo,
You know?
biggest upset part of Naruto is the fact that Orochimaru lives and then is fighting on the side of good.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I saw that recently and I was like, this is weird.
And he's talking with Tsunade, he's like, man, it hurts that Jiraiya's not here. And I'm like, weren't you like... weren't you one of the people trying to kill him at one point? This is not...
Weren't you?
this is not...
For pretty much the entirety of Naruto, right? You know, the first series or whatever, not Shippuden, you were like the main bad guy. You were the main antagonist. You know?
It's like only in Shippuden poster like Oda Akatsuki are like really big, dude.
Yeah. And then by the end we just get like gods basically. Oh yeah, I was the one who invented what is it? Like chakra or whatever they got, you know? I don't know what we're talking about. Bakemonogatari, man. I'm excited for the last 6 episodes, you know? Excited to see what happens.
It's a shame because I remember the 6 episodes. And I think that it's not as... Because the thing that this show is, it's really... It's a builder, you know what I mean? They like to build with this show. They're not gonna jump on it immediately. They're gonna like nice and slowly push it over, piece it up, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Where, you know, obviously, Bakemonogatari, it's part of a larger universe or whatever. You know, there's like a million shows afterwards. I feel like this show is like the setup to the universe. It's like an egg, and by the end, the egg cracks and it's just everywhere. You know, we have all the shows coming off after it. You know, so I feel like, to me, so far, me watching, what is it, like 3/5 of this show so far? It's just like, here's a bunch of stuff. Here's a bunch of weird stuff. You know, we do get conflict and resolution, you know, kind of self-contained, and then whatever happens in the last 6 episodes. But you just gotta get through this, you know, and not in a bad way, but, you know, you gotta watch this first series. And then the other series is really where we turn up.
This is what I explain. Like, this is basically a prequel. It's like the best way to put it.
Yeah.
You're going through it, you know, you're seeing like the biggest thing you're seeing here is you're seeing the strength of your main character, how he grows as a person, how he interacts with these other characters, their relationships. You're seeing that each of these characters have their own individual problems. And then the other thing that's kind of big, I guess, is that you're seeing like what differences there are between the supernatural world and how they really are separated, and like how different they could be, even though it seems similar to other stuff. Kind of like really pieced that.
I feel like they already have characters that I would like to know more about, but instead they keep introducing new ones that I don't really care about.
Like, damn, I know you want to know about Oshino. It's okay.
I do. I want to know more about the main character too. Like, I know it's like a vampire thing or whatever, but
hmm
I would like to see more of that. Have we seen the one girl who was in there in the room in the first episode?
We have seen her. I think she comes back for the fight with the monkey.
Okay. I mean, I want to know more of her backstory because she's like invisible or something. I don't know what her deal is. It doesn't exist. Yeah, they keep introducing these other characters, like this new character. I don't know.
A lot of people don't like her, this new character. Where I actually like her.
I mean, we'll
Snake
see.
Girl. I like her a lot.
We'll see.
A lot of people don't. It's for future episodes in the future. This episode's like, everyone's like, she's aight.
Yeah.
In the future, people are like, I hate her. She's not good. She's awful. But I'm like, I don't think so, though. I think she acts exactly the way she's intended to. But I mean, personal opinion. Can't really speak for how works are. If you're interested in like stuff like the backstory for all that stuff, the movie's definitely where you want to be going. Good thing for the movie is that technically in the story it comes right after this silly show after the season's over.
Okay.
So like if you want to jump right into the movie, like right after the season, technically you could, even though it comes out, the animation obviously came out way later. From a story standpoint, it's fine to just put it right there. Just get a little bit of that backdrop.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
The only thing I say is that it's really good animation, so it spoils you so badly. You're like, it looks so good.
When does the animation catch up with the shows then?
That's movie budget. It's stupid good.
Oh, okay.
Like,
No,
you know
that
what I
makes
mean?
sense.
Like the show looks fine. Like, it doesn't look bad at all. Like, I don't think you see any animation that looks bad to you, right?
No,
You've seen
not
so
really.
far? No, it's the difference is the movie budget. So they literally splurge.
I mean, it is newer too. Didn't the show come out in like 2013?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not.
This show came out apparently in 2009. These episodes came out.
This did?
Yeah.
No, it didn't. You're lying.
Yeah. 2009. Yeah.
Are you looking at it right now?
Yeah. 2009.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn it said 2013.
Yeah. 2013 comes out for 2012 is like the next season.
Oh,
And then
okay.
the next season after that as well. But yeah, like a lot of this is 2012, 2013. It goes on like every other year, every year. So
That's probably what it was though. It probably just put that because that was like the newest one or whatever.
see, the movie came out in 2016, and it looks way better than the animation for the latest season, which came out in 2019. Because of that movie budget, they could afford that.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see the next 6. I might just finish the rest for next time. So
It's pretty good. I mean, like the next 6 are just gonna be like you finishing up the show. That's it.
Yeah.
You're gonna get in and out.
I think we should move on to Snowpiercer. We'll do the anime last because we always do,
Snowpiercer. What are your thoughts? I've seen this one actually before.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yes.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was, it was set up like a lot of other movies where some kind of future world, right?
Like a future dystopian universe classic.
Yeah. I had a question, and it got answered by the end. But for like 2/3 of it, I was like, how is the train still going? You have to stop to refuel. There's no way they have so much coal or whatever it's running on. But yeah, they answered it. It was like some engineering feat.
Yeah.
And,
Infinite power generator, yeah.
Yeah, which was cool. I didn't guess the ending. I couldn't have guessed that Wilford and Gillian were in on
the
it.
ending's pretty surprising, honestly.
Yeah.
I love the build-up that witness. That the show has, or not the show, the movie has. Where Well, the movie, to point out stuff, is wonderful with its direction. The entire time you're themed with the idea of left being the back of the train,
Hmm.
and then right being the front of the train. So you have characters moving from left to right and right to left, showing where they're going.
Yep.
To start with, okay. One, I didn't realize this movie had Chris Evans in it
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
until I actually watching it. I just wanted to watch it because I heard it was really good on the first time.
Mm.
And another really interesting theory I heard about after watching this movie the first time was saying how this train is everyone from Willy Wonka, the chocolate factory, with Charlie being the one running the train, and then all the other kids who were invited to the factory having their own individual pieces on the train.
Just saying, like each train car.
But not
Is...
each train car, but each of the important characters.
Oh, the important characters. Okay.
Who are also involved in a train have their own. They were part of the original factory for Willy Wonka.
Mm. Okay.
It was a very interesting theory that I looked up. You can probably find the video on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. It's good. I don't believe it, but I mean, it's a really good, well-made theory, and it's certainly supported very well for what they give.
I saw that. I think there's a TV show about Snowpiercer as well. Like it just started.
Is there? Oh, there is. Snowpiercer series.
And I don't know if it's this or if it's just a completely different thing that happens to share the same name. I didn't
Yeah,
look
no,
into it.
it is. It is. It is based on the
And
same movie.
I saw that pop up when I was, searching for the movie. So
Mhm.
obviously I saw that there was a show before a movie. So there was a few points during the movie where I was like, I could see how this could make a really good TV show for them to like, I'm not saying it'd be like 10 seasons long, but I could see the benefit of stretching out some of these train car visits and really having them live, or like even the beginning where we spend even more time
No,
living,
developing like the beginning, the first train
yeah,
car,
with the
and our
last
characters.
train, because it kind of reminds me of the Hunger Games, where we really live with Katniss in the 12th district, right? That's where she is.
Yeah.
And we really live there, and we really realize that this sucks. Like living
Mhm.
here is not good. We are in the slums, and it makes you connect with the characters more, and just more world building, right? Of
Mhm.
just the atmosphere and like the color palette of it being brown and
Mhm.
just dark green. Like you're just, oh, it's this bad, and we really start feeling for the characters, where we did spend a bunch of time in the last train, but we were already, we kind of jumped right to where like a few days before they were actually going to do the revolution,
Mhm.
where, this isn't a fault to the movie, but if it with a TV show, it'd be cool to see more build up, them actually building the plan, maybe some little trial and error here and there, not big, because once they show their hand, they're kind of done, but, and learning more about some of the characters.
You can also have like more like room, I guess, to have like other characters, I guess, as well being brought with you and go
Yeah,
more in detail with them. Like people who are dissenters in the group, you can have more interesting, I guess, like dialogue with that. People who are coming with you, but they don't really agree with you after a certain point.
sure, yeah.
Maybe have their own factions internally. I'm just saying, like more drama that way. Fun fact, again, not sure if you realize this. This movie is directed by the same guy who directed Parasite,
I did not know that.
Bong Joon-ho.
That's cool. I mean, because like from what I've heard from Parasite, it's like another kind. I mean, it's not similar to this movie, but like it's more of like thinking, right? There's more actually
Mhm.
like important metaphorical things happening, right?
Mhm.
Similar to this movie.
Yeah, no, he's really good. I've seen that. I've seen this. Obviously, I've seen Memories of Murder as well. It's another
Mm.
one of his Korean movies. He's pretty good.
Also, just to like cut time, they couldn't show us things like wasn't it like Jared or something, the like dude who got taken away, and then he started making the protein blocks.
Which just turned out to be like roaches.
Yeah,
Crazy.
but like they, that was probably something they could have shown. We could have followed him as he was getting taken, and like him trying to resist probably in the beginning, and them. I don't know what they do. I don't know if they like brainwash people or something, or if it's just
Mhm.
the power of the train. They keep saying the head car is like divine, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what happens there, but that would have been cool to see that kind of struggle, and then him, apparently pretty quickly just submitting to his new role. You know, probably the horror of him learning that it is made of bugs, and then coupled with him knowing that that is what he eats as well. Like he's not getting an upgrade in the food department. I think that would have been cool. But they didn't have to show that for the movie. It wasn't necessary. But for a TV show, it'd be cool.
hmm the shock is like obviously when you enter the first train, you enter the engine room, and you see, he's there. He's in the front of the train. He's like, this is it. It's like, you can be here with me. You can join me. You can take my hand. Obviously, he doesn't take his hand.
Mhm.
He looks and he realizes they have the children that were taken and they're working inside the engine. Trying to make sure that it works.
Mhm.
And he gives up his arm in the process of doing this.
He does.
Mhm. And the entire plan to blow up the train at the very end, which we didn't realize was happening. We're like, he's being paid, like, he's been taking this drug, from the girl. They've been collecting it. And then he's like, nah, let's blow this train up. We take this train out, we can give everyone freedom.
Well, yeah, because that was this whole thing when he was arguing with Curtis
Mhm.
about which door he wants to open, where that was kind of his explanation of, nah, this train is a prison,
Mhm.
and we like the only good things will come from this train not existing and us being out there, even though I don't think they can survive. But then
Mhm.
we have that whole theory that he had with Yona, that like the snow and the ice is like melting. He's because he was able to see more of the plane wreckage this time, so the
Mhm.
level has to obviously be going down. And then is that because I don't really understand the very ending, of him blowing up the train? That makes sense. Him like the one Wilford offering Curtis, that made sense. That was a good twist and stuff. But the very
Then
ending with the polar bear, was that supposed to be confirmation that it is livable out here now? That
yeah,
a polar bear exists?
yeah, polar bears can live outside, yeah. So it's like we could be like, living out here as well. Another plot twist as well is like with Curtis, where he's always saying that he's not a hero. He's just trying to get everyone off this like train.
Yep.
And then we find out why. It's because like he was going to be a cannibal.
Well, he was a cannibal already, because he said like he knows what.
Oh, he knows what human meat tastes
Yeah,
like. He did before,
like
but he was gonna eat his
Edgar.
friend.
Edgar, yeah.
Mhm.
And then Gilliam stopped him and cut off his arm and was like, "Here, eat this instead." And so yeah, from that point on, he just saw that there is at least one person in this train that is somehow still able to be like selfless. In the situation they're in, like you can still think like that. And then for him to grow up and be friends with Edgar, and for Edgar to like admire him, like worship him.
In Curtis's mind, he's like, "No, you shouldn't worship me,"
Yeah, like I almost ate you.
but you don't know that, yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Mhm. But it hurts him more than anything else.
And then even in the end, he gave him up.
Mhm.
Instead of going back to save him, he went to capture the Minister Mason or whatever. I shouldn't say that, but like that was probably the best call, because he goes back, he gets captured, then it's all over. It sucks it had to be Edgar, but
And Gilliam's death actually caught me off guard when he died.
same. Yeah, I didn't think they were gonna do that. I thought they were going to probably like threaten
Mhm.
Curtis with his death, but not actually do it. Be like,
Yeah,
hey, you
they
better come
iced
back.
him real early, yeah.
Mm. Kind of off of that with Gilliam, it's kind of in part of the big plot twist, I guess, which is that Gilliam and Curtis were in on it. I
Mhm.
like when he reaches over and he has the phone, and then the
Mhm.
one like other like bald dude with the eggs like answers, and you realize that he was answering that phone and that was in Gilliam's room,
Mhm.
which I don't know if that was like a secret room or if people just didn't look closely enough to be like, hey, there's a weird thing there. But yeah, like just even that, they planted even more seeds showing us that Gilliam was in on the whole thing. This was a big plan. They like talked for hours every night, which is
Mhm.
funny because in the beginning, when Gilliam makes an appearance, he like walks through the crowd and he goes to talk to Minister Mason. He tells her that not him and Curtis, him and Wilfred have to talk. And in that moment, we're like, oh man, they're finally gonna talk. They're finally gonna, try to settle whatever weird like hierarchy we have here. But no, like they talk every night, and that was just for show, because I'm sure Mr. Mason didn't know that.
Mhm.
She was a weird character. She injected such a weird type of humor into this movie that I don't know if I needed.
She's such a weird. She's a good character because like she's like what someone who would be like obviously taken into everything would be like.
Yeah,
But in having her being thrown with like the insubordinate people who are trying to take over the train and watching her look at that is a weird way to look into like. I think she was a great choice for this movie. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who else I would have cast as?
Yeah, the actress Tilda Swinton, right? Is that
Yeah.
who that is?
Hmm.
Yeah, she's great. She was in Avengers and stuff, Doctor Strange, and she was in something else too. I watched. I don't remember
Yeah,
though.
man. Like Lions with your wardrobe, dude.
Oh yes, she was in that. We should watch those movies. How many of
It's a
those
good
movies
movie.
have you watched?
I've seen all of them actually.
Oh yes, me too. And I don't know if they get better or worse. I don't remember.
I'm not gonna lie. I think they're all good in their own way.
I definitely think the first one is really good, but
The first,
I'm only,
okay, so like wardrobe, I think is the best one. I think Dawn Treader, excuse me, is like the next best one, the third one. I think Caspian's like the weakest.
and there's only 3, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
they could have made more. I think. I don't think Dawn Treader flopped or anything, right?
I don't think it did. I feel like all 3 of those movies made pretty good money.
Oh no, it's because the contract expired with the CS2,
Yeah. Yeah.
so they were going to make it, but it expired because they were gonna have the Magician's Nephew, which is supposed to be like a prequel movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you remember like the uncle, in, like the first movie, how he knows about Narnia.
Yes.
Like so, the
Yeah.
Magician's Nephew is supposed to be like him and his journey going to Narnia.
Ooh, that'd be cool. Yeah. Yeah, I just thought she was weird. She's added like a weird like awkwardness too, where the whole movie I feel like was very serious and very dreadful, and then she
Mhm.
comes in and she's trying to give her speech, but like it doesn't start yet, and
Yeah.
then she does start giving it, but then the 2 translators start translating, and she's like, no, we don't need that. We only need 7 minutes, and then she ends her speech early, which is another weird comedic moment. Like, oh, we have 47 seconds left. Oh, I don't know what we do. She tried to call Mr. Wilford. He didn't answer. Like, what is it? Why is this character here? What's the point of her? She obviously doesn't know anything. She's kind of higher up in the chain, but
Mhm.
I don't know. Like, why? And then she died in the end, right? How was she killed? Do you remember?
I don't remember, dude.
Oh, okay. Great moment. Actually, one of the best moments in the movie. And let me tell you why, Ray. They were
All
in
right.
the kid room. They were in the kids' room. They hid guns in the eggs, which was genius. They pulled out like Mac 10s. It's crazy. And then it ended. They our group, Captain America won, and Tilda Swinton's character, she was like, for the second time or the third time, she was like, no, it wasn't me. I promise, like, this was my fault. Obviously, Wilford coming, just like he leads everything on this train, right? He gives all the orders, not me.
Mhm.
And we're like, okay, sure, I guess we'll accept you again, or we need her for something, I guess. And then the screen pops up, and that's when Gilliam is killed. And that just flips a switch in Curtis, to where Curtis picks up one of the guns, walks over, and just shoots her. Just kills her, and then walks away. And then at that moment, he realized that he needs to be the leader. And I was just like, yes, get rid of her. She was useless the whole time. She was like feeding you sushi. Like, why are we making this pit stop? Just don't need it, you know. And then why eggs too? That's so weird.
The kids' room is such a great idea, by the way. The
So
kids'
odd.
room is. It just shows you how they get that mentality, you know, like they raise them.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful.
And then yeah, with it is a certain level of propaganda where they are using fear. They pass the part with the what was it, the something of the seven, something like that, and they look out the window and there's the like 7 people that didn't make it very far in their revolution or whatever. I'm pretty sure it was the revolt of the 7, I think. But yeah, and it's like, hey, you go out of the train, you're gonna die. And they repeat that like 7 times in different ways. And yeah, they really hit you in the head with that. She has her piano that spins on a platform, like a lazy Susan. Like, why? Where are we diverting these funds? It's like America. Why so much in the military? Give some money to the kids in the schools. Why don't you? Yeah, it's all fear. I mean, I get what Wolford's ideology was of balance. Of course, we can't have overpopulation in the train because that will cause problems.
So we call some of them, we have a revolution every now and then.
Yeah. But like, what? Were they trying to like break the fourth wall? Because he called his revolution very entertaining and a show. And oh man, we couldn't have guessed that twist on the bridge with you coming with the fire. That was all. It made it so much more interesting. Like, were they breaking the fourth wall, or do they?
Well, he's viewing it as like entertainment, I guess.
Yeah. Do you think that everyone died?
Who was on the train? I think for the most part, yeah.
Yeah. Was there an actual sci-fi element in it with like Yona? Like, because like I don't understand why she could see through the gates. I mean, in the end, I think they played around with it with Curtis being able to see. No, the door was open, actually. So yeah, I don't know why Yona could see through the gates. Like her taking drugs doesn't explain it. And if that is the explanation, I think that's really lazy. Because the other dude also takes the same drugs. So I'm not sure about that. But yeah, man, you already watched this though.
Yeah.
So did you, what would you give this?
It's a seal. A straight seal.
Yeah. I agree with that.
It's a film that has great topics to discuss. Great cast of characters. Story with good twists.
All the different train cars.
It's like a lot of different elements to look at and analyze. A lot of things that can be like take a look deeper into or redigest. Look at different lenses with. If anything, you're right. The weakest part of this movie is probably not spending enough time in certain cars or even in the beginning to develop our characters.
Yeah.
But what they had, they've done wonderful with.
How did that one dude survive? The dude that got like killed in the sauna room, and then he just came back to life.
I don't know. I don't know how he does it, dude. It's not like this is the first time too. It's like every time, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, you thought you had me.
I do
but,
like how they were
back.
like throwing breadcrumbs at you with the one Asian dude the whole time, like with him checking the plane, and then him looking at the snowflakes through the shot through window, like, oh, they're getting more fragile. I feel like that to be one of the his big reveal at the end, but they're planning to leave the train, even though Curtis called him crazy. Yeah, man. Snowpiercer was pretty good. I liked it. You have any idea what you want to do next time for that? Do another movie or something?
What we got right now? So let me see. So right now, the only change we made was Unwind. Coraline and Friday Night are still here.
Oh, and real quick, Ray, before you say anything else, we are adding the Tom and Jerry thing next week.
Here.
I have like all the episodes picked out. So
they don't know what that
factor
is.
that in too.
We're doing a Tom and Jerry bracket, similar to the
yeah, we're gonna do a kind of bracket type thing.
bracket.
Yeah, same thing as SpongeBob. Yeah, we're gonna watch like a bunch, handful of episodes every week, and then talk about them, rank them.
For Bakemonogatari, I just put end, and I'll just update each episode for the anime.
Yeah, I think is that 4 things? Because we have the book, and then Bakemonogatari, and then the tournament.
The only thing we're missing was what's replacing Fright Night.
Oh, okay. We should probably do a movie then, right? Because so far on next list we don't have a movie, right?
Let's see what we have here. Yeah, we don't have a movie yet.
Oh, jeez, dude.
Look through the movies.
Man, let me tell you about these sponsors, okay?
Yeah,
I talked about Raycon. Raycon, right? Maybe. Let me tell you, people thought that the Raid Shadow Legends thing was over. Okay, we're doing season 2.
It's never been over. It's always been hype.
It's always here. Me and Ray are gonna be unlockable characters. Okay, you just have to use the code untitled. Okay, that's the code. Put it in. You get 99% off on your 50th purchase. Okay, your 50th in-app purchase will be almost free, but you have to do 49 first.
We're asking you to fail. Not fail, but we're asking you to whale real hard. You don't whale, dude. You're not a real player of Raid Shadow Legends.
This is how you show support, Some, Cancer. Cancer, you show support by wearing a pink ribbon, a yellow ribbon. I think there's like a blue ribbon, but with us, you got to make 50 in-app purchases on this. Probably the best mobile game ever invented. I mean, Ray plays more mobile games than I do. Ray,
it really is in a top percentage of mobile games. Yeah. That's for certain.
You've heard of S tier. Here's Z tier. Okay, Z is like a backwards S, so it's better.
It is. That's actually how it works.
Yeah.
There is.
So how you doing on the movies, Ray?
No, what are you doing on the movies? I was looking at the list of movies, and honestly, I don't know what you want to pick here, because you want to do like.
Oh man, I don't have the list open.
Because on the list we have the Narnia movies. Like, we can jump right into those. It's on the list. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I'm not mad. If we do the first movie, I ain't mad.
Because it's on the list. It's the first Narnia movie, of course.
Let me look through it real quick to see if we have like.
You go through and see what you like for the movies, because that's fun.
There was way too. don't know why you let me make this list, Ray. There are way too many meme movies on this list.
Oh, but it's so good.
Like when do we get to National Treasure? Why don't we talk about that?
You want to do National Treasure?
We can do National Treasure. I'm down for that.
Yeah, I'm down for National Treasure. So
All right, let's do National
we're
Treasure, dude.
both
I haven't
down
seen
for
National Treasure.
in a mean minute.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for a while, and I've seen that movie multiple times. Yes,
I've seen it multiple times as well. I think I've probably seen it like
3 or 4 times.
yeah, maybe 3. Yeah.
I'm not afraid to say I like the movies.
Oh, I like them too. Like unironically, I think both of the movies are good.
I think National Treasure 2 actually, in some ways, may be stronger. But it's because
There's
it
been
knows how
rumors-
far to go with it.
There's been rumors about a third one forever.
Yeah, if they release a third one, dude, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I would be happy to see Nicolas Cage come back in roaring form for National Treasure 3.
So Ray, we've reached the end, and
It's the anime segment. What you gonna do?
Anime. So, I don't know. What do you want to start with? Do you have any preference?
You know, let me go back and pull up the episode. How's that? So let me do a quick Google search.
Okay.
Google.com.
Just real quick, give
Tiger T.
our episode another review, dude.
YouTube.
Our seasonal anime episode got a good number of views.
Did it?
Yeah. Look at it.
I look up Tiger T YouTube. It's not coming up. YouTube podcast. Search that.
Because you are a fool. You are a fool and a joker. Okay. You are subscribed to Tiger T. I don't understand why you refuse to use the subscription bar.
I subscribe to a lot of people these days. It's mostly VTubers. We don't talk about it. Okay, let me go and scroll through these 200, 300 plus. Scroll to FGHIJKLMNOPQRST for Tiger T. Click on that. Yeah, we got 12 views. Wow, we're crazy. We're crazy good. No comments. Oh, one comment. Anime memes said, "Hey, shout out to anime meme."
Yeah.
Shout out anime memes.
I don't know how to react.
Real MVP. Shout out. That's right. Let me see what we started first, because this is how it always be.
I'm gonna guess we started with Adachi. While Ray's listening to that, let me tell you about our third sponsor, okay? We talked about Raycon, talked about Raid. We gotta find another one that starts with Ray. Is there any other company that starts with... there's been rumors from Ubisoft for a while that they're gonna make another Rayman Legends, and they have, okay? They've made another one. It's called Rayman...
Okay. Alright, so we're gonna be doing Akudama Drive first, because we started with
Thank God he said that.
Adachi and Shimamura. Did I just save you right there? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. So we're gonna start with Akudama Drive, right? Okay, so we did 4 episodes. We did 3 through 6. Okay. Raymond, what are you thinking, man? What do you got?
I'll leave it this, Akudama Drive somehow knows how to ramp up in weird ways. Like what we got, episode 3, breaking into a train. Episode 4, they're on the train. Episode 5, they're off the train. Episode 6, this dude died.
2 dudes died.
2 people died.
Simultaneously.
Yes.
So, okay.
Also, we lost Hacker Man somewhere along there.
Yeah, we lost him because he just left, right?
Yeah,
he was just like, I'm
he's
done.
like, I'm peacing out.
Wait, because he didn't want to leave because he's like bored, right?
Yeah.
He's
I'm
so
too
good at his job.
I make it too easy.
Yeah, I don't even know where to. So, one observation, right? And you let me know if you share this feeling, right? Share this feeling with me. The doctor character, OP.
She
I feel like
basically pulled her body back together and stitched it back up. And oh, your legs were gone? Now they're not. Whip, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just like another, convenience. What was I talking about with convenience? Bakemonogatari, same thing. It's too much convenience in these shows, okay? When she got her head cut off the first time in like episode 2, that would have been awesome if that was just end of the character. We don't see her no more.
Mhm.
To just like have those kind of stakes, because it took 6 episodes. I don't know if you realize, right? We're halfway through. It took half of the show for there to be stakes. Which again, we're not even sure. Like, I'm not 100% convinced that the executioner and the brawler are both dead.
Mhm.
We just saw their bodies laying there in the rainwater, and then is it the hoodlum? Is that his name?
Yeah, the hoodlum and the girl came up.
Yeah, and then the apprentice are like now kind of fighting, I guess. We didn't actually see him fight, but he like ran after. So like I don't know. It took 6 episodes for there to be stakes, and I feel like it would have been crazy. It would have been a Game of Thrones moment for
Just
Doctor.
ice someone pretty early,
Yeah,
right?
cut your head off. But, oh, we didn't do it. Yeah, that was my rant on that. Executioner still reminds me of Kakashi.
He does.
It was still like way too big of a moment when he took off his thing. They like zoomed in slightly on it, and I was like, "What is happening right now? Like, are
The
they
Kakashi
being
motions.
self-aware?"
So good.
Um,
Um,
I am interested to see if they go deeper in, because I don't know what the show is. I don't know if it's based on something, if it's original, or like if like the show is meant to have more than one season like after this, But I wonder if they're gonna go deeper into the organization that the executioner and stuff are a part of, because they kind of teased it a little bit, especially in the
Mhm.
last episode.
Yeah,
with,
they
like,
look like this is the
older-
memorial. He's ready to die.
Yeah,
It's like,
and
why
I was
we
like,
pair you
oh,
up? You gotta have
yeah,
emotion.
yeah, you gotta build a bit better bond. Also, I don't know if you noticed that board of numbers.
Mhm.
There is no rhyme or reason to what numbers are placed where on that big like holographic board
No,
that she
no,
has.
I'm assuming it's just like the numbers of the people who died, like whatever their number is in the organization.
Is that it?
Yeah,
How do you get assigned those numbers then?
I don't know, man. It's
Like,
like join
is it
time.
like
Time you join.
chronological?
It's like, I assume it's chronological.
So, like, some of those numbers are all over the place. Like
It's like
850 is at the top.
I assume it's in order of death, but I mean I don't want to
Oh.
go that far.
Okay. We have
Can't
the
really
cat
speak for it.
like turned to dust, and it was like 2 kids
It got
now.
Thanos, then it got like it turned into the seal, and then the seal opened the door, and then it's like, oh, you got 2 kids, and this kid just doesn't die. But they got a
Yeah,
box that gives you magic food.
that was cool. I like that where they had magic food.
It's not magic food, but it's like scientific food. It's like it turns
Yeah,
air into food.
yeah.
First of all, that's crazy. Don't even say that. Like turning air into food.
Yeah, you can't just like skip past that and be like, oh yeah, it does this thing anyway. No, that is huge.
Yeah. What was it? He's like, I want ramen. He's like, we don't do liquids in there. He's like, she just got wine though.
They're looking for a bottle of just liquid. What is Cutthroat's fascination with the swindler?
Pretty girl that he may want to
Is
see
that
their
it?
blood. He may or may not want to see their blood. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
He's like, I think he may think their blood's super good. I don't know if it's actually true or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Trying to think of what else. So that one kid is like a robot, right? Or he has like some part, because like when he got the chest, the hole in the chest, he was like sparking.
Was he sparking?
Yeah.
I thought that was his backpack. I'm not gonna lie.
What? I thought I saw it from the. Yeah, maybe it was. Okay. Yeah. Maybe it was. And so now they're like going underground. It looks like.
It's like those are underground coordinates. Oh really?
which was the last few digits or whatever that the courier didn't know. He's like, yeah, well, what are those last few though? He's like, ah, we'll explain it later. It's like doing another Hunger Games reference, District 13.
District 13 was wild, dude.
Yeah.
You tell me when you read the books, you're like, dude.
Yeah, it's like a real thing, and it's like a rebellion group or whatever. Crazy.
It's like the District 13's dead. No, they're hiding underground. You fools. You idiots. You charlatans. You
So,
peasants.
what do you think is underground, Ray?
Some secret organization stuff.
Hmm.
I mean, it's obviously stuff like, let's be honest, like the train is like what's running everything, right? That's all
Yeah.
like the warship of the train. Some of this is a callback to Snowpiercer as well.
No,
But,
yeah, it's like the train is super important, you know, because like it's the only way to travel between different sectors, you know, and especially like between wherever they were, Kanto, that kind of thing. Only way to do it. I mean, it has to be something important down there. It has to be people, of course, because these people paid like millions, maybe even billions of yen to these people to get the kids there. I don't know how important the kids are. I don't know if we've seen anything to give us any clue as to why these kids need to be down there so bad. I don't know, but yeah, it's probably a good guess that it's some kind of organization, maybe to take out the like leaders of
it could be
the.
like the head of the Akudamas
Maybe, yeah.
who was running that. Because they all answer to someone, so it could be whoever like Yosni made the call down there.
And it would make sense why the executioners and stuff are so like they know that they have to get rid of these people. like something crazy is happening. We just can't stop them. Yeah, man. I mean, six episodes left. You know, we're halfway through.
Another one that's just halfway. We're almost done. It's almost over.
Mm-hmm. But then we have Adachi and Shimamura, right? Halfway through that as well.
Special show.
It's something, let me tell you.
I really believe that Adachi's gonna be like super depressed. It's like, not because I want to, because that's her character.
It is her character. And there is some kind of weird relationship happening between them two.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not quite connected.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's like, also, let me hit you with this, right? Because like this is definitely something that happened in the show. Like Shimamura is like, oh yeah, man. I hope she definitely does not ask me out.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's definitely a part of it where she's like, I hope she's not asking me out because then it's gonna change the entire dynamic of our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she's like, no, just to go and hang out. And she's like, oh, so we're acting as friends. And it flipped back real quick after that, and I'm like, see, this is how you know you're on two different wavelengths right here.
Yeah. Which sucks, so it sucks to have that disconnect and it be so lopsided. One thing, Ray, that you may appreciate. Do you remember Rent a Girlfriend?
I do remember Rent a Girlfriend. That was a thing.
Okay.
That was a time.
They in this show, last episode we watched, Christmas, right? Adachi was going to confess, but she didn't.
Did not confess at all.
Very similar fashion to Rent a Girlfriend, if you remember. Where in Rent a Girlfriend, the main dude was gonna confess, but then he said, "Well, like, as a rental."
So good.
And I got
so good to laugh at.
I got
like,
like Vietnam. I got like Vietnam flashbacks, because I was like, you built up this whole thing, and you say best friend. what is happening right now? You know?
It's like, well, I want us to be more than friends. I want us to be best friends. What does that mean?
Yeah, like, like more than now, I feel like you two hang out together alone and
All
you
the
play
time.
paintball. Like what? wh- Who else? Who else would my best friend be? You know?
It's like y'all skip class and do stuff.
Yeah. I do think they might do a little. I don't know. I don't think next episode's gonna pick up right after this one.
I think it is actually. They said that they're going right to like Christmas meals and all that stuff.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I usually skip the end. It's like I don't want to watch the preview.
Go back and got battle brawlers.
Okay.
Gotta have the mons that transform.
What?
What?
So what's the deal with that? with that?
What?
With that alien, huh? Where's
Okay,
that plot going?
The alien is something that we can't even discern right now, and we're already halfway through the series.
Yeah, I know.
Also, I do have to give props to when the episode name is being Isosceles Triangle.
What?
What?
What are you talking about?
All the episodes have names, and one of them was named Isosceles Triangle.
Oh yeah, I think I actually saw that.
And the reasoning being is because like Shimamura felt that she was being between the alien and Adachi for
Sure.
both of their attention for the supposed date that she
Mm,
was going on. Which is
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. That was a really tough position to put her in.
And I'm
you
like,
know?
they named the episode Isosceles Triangle for that. I'm like, that's wild, dude.
Yeah, it's all equally spaced out. Yeah. Um. I had a. Do you remember Your Name?
Your name is great for its own reason.
Do you remember the can scene?
Animation, of course, the
Yeah.
can animation. It's like what we live for in Your Name.
It reminded me.
It's not like the water animation in the next one. I forgot what it's called again.
Weathering with You.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the water animation Weathering with You was kind of over the top. To be fair,
I
that
don't know
movie. Butter.
I don't know if you noticed, Ray, but the fish in this show, you kind of catch them. They look so good.
Is it that
I
can
don't-
animation
I
again?
don't know why they did this. You know, well, I actually first of all with the fish in like I don't know, first episode, second episode, they were in a bag in the bowl, in the fish bowl.
Mhm.
I didn't understand why that. Like, why? Well, why? Take them out the bag, put them in the bowl. Then I looked it up, and apparently, like, when you get new fish, you put them in a bag in the tank so that they kind of like acclimate to the water temperature.
Then you pop their bag and then you.
Yeah. I don't remember that scene in Finding Nemo where you just like just bring them into the new thing, you know? Yeah, I don't know. They just look so good. Like why is this animated so well? And then they played air hockey instead of ping pong. And Adachi just destroyed her in that.
Compared to the flop of always losing in ping pong. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
And then if you're talking, what was the last thing we talked about this time? We're talking about just like pay F. No, what is it? Press F to pay respects. You know, I forget what it was, but I feel like it happened again this time. You know, sort of with the whole best friend thing, but she gave her the tea that smelled so good. I was like, oh, I've always wanted to try this. And then in return, she was given a boomerang. It's like, there's two different messages being sent here. It's very
It's like, oh
unusual.
man. Well, when you said the boomerang, I was just thinking like as much as he tries to give her feelings to her, they just always come back. It's like rippy.
it's like actually symbolic. You know, they did the boomerang on purpose. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna tease because she has a smell fetish. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
It's obvious. Yeah,
She went to smell her thighs. It's pretty weird. Like,
that did happen.
was that not weird? Like, she's like,
Yeah.
she smelled her thighs. I was like, what's happening here?
Oh yeah, when they were upstairs in the gym, right?
Yeah.
She was like, what? I don't like what's going on here. But yeah, Ray, we're 6 episodes in, right? So with Akudama, right? 6 episodes in, pretty sure it's gonna be some sort of like underground society, maybe king of you said like the leader of the Akudamas. You know, I'm sure they have some sort of plot going on there that they need these people for. With Adachi, where do you think the show is going? Like, do you think it's gonna be?
The show's heading to depression, honestly, for Adachi if she keeps that this.
Do you think we'll finally get our Sing Yesterday redemption?
No, I don't think so. I think from the way the show's looking, I don't think we're ever gonna be actually aiming for sadness. However, I will say, most likely we're going for like a happy ending.
Do you think it'll end with them together?
Most likely. If anything, it's gonna have a lot of confusion as well with the alien doing some nonsense.
Yeah, again, I feel like if the alien wasn't part of it, it'd be easier to guess what the ending is gonna be, because it would just be like a clean cut.
Possibilities.
Yeah, with the aliens, like why?
The wild card that can do anything.
Like, is she sent here to do something? Like, is this like
The
Back to
alien's
the
mission
Future?
actually was sent here to make sure that relationship never gets off the rails.
Yeah, yeah. That might honestly, man. I don't know. Might be it.
Or maybe to make sure that the relationship does go off the rails and it works. But like she's failing miserably.
I mean, she did a pretty good job with them like bowling and stuff. Getting in the middle of that.
Imagine like she only accepted the idea to go on a date because she's like, if I see them go on a date, then they're going on their date, right? And I can make sure that everything's going right. And that's actually what causes the issues that she's trying to keep an eye. Feels bad. That could be big meta. That would be fun.
Yeah, she's not good at her job. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it would be the kind of easy answer to just say that they'll be together at the end, because that's kind of, you know, after watching shows that are very similar to this, that's kind of what should happen, you know?
It's going for that right now. That's what I can say.
I feel like there does, you know, 6 episodes left. I feel like there does have to be some sort of big, like, speed bump they have to hit, you know? And I'm sure that'll have something to do with the alien. But
and like the other set of friends, they like each other very much, and they can't admit either. So
yeah, I know. It's the same situation. Ah, it's so good.
Then the mom came in, like
No.
It's like nothing weird's happening. The mom was like, I didn't even say anything like that. You guys are just pretty close.
Yeah.
Like, what are you, gay?
Oh my god.
What are you, gay? They would never make that joke. Or maybe they will. I took screenshots of the last episode, actually.
Why?
Because, like, it was something that was said.
Okay.
And it was a very me thing to take a screenshot of.
Sure, yeah.
It was like, oh, it's when she sent cool back. It's like Coolio? Maybe she meant chill out and cool beans.
Yeah, I remember when she sent that text and it was like, oh man, I can't wait for tomorrow, it's gonna be great. And then she sent back cool, and then Adachi was like, what does this mean?
Is it Coolio? Or is it cool beans?
Yeah.
Which cool is it? She tried to decide. First of all, the fact that she sent that, and I know us, the way we text, we're gonna send a cool beans or a Coolio.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is. I was like, I had to pause it. I had to walk away for a moment. I was like, this is unreal.
Especially for like Adachi, like this is not the type of relationship she wants. It's just spiraling.
I legit had to pause and walk away. I'm like, this texting, whoever subbed this,
yeah,
and the words they picked, it was really relevant to us, and I'm like, that's just not fair.
Yeah. Yeah, because that'd be something we would do, definitely.
We would never question the Coolio or Cool Beans. It would just be one of us just sending it like that, dude.
Yeah.
But the fact that like in Japanese there's that subtext, it's like which is it though? Which one? It's like because it means different things, and I'm like I don't think it
Yeah.
really does.
Yeah, I mean, because like other languages are much more specific than ours is. We just say words, you know? No rules, you know? Um, yeah, man, those are shows. What do you know? We had last season. We had season before too. What are your thoughts on these two shows? You know, their like trajectory, how much potential they have to actually end up being good or not. Because I feel like for me, I mean, we already talked about like last season. I don't think either of the shows we did were particularly good. I thought they were just like medium, you know.
Mhm.
But I think that both these shows have more potential than the last two we did.
You know, like I keep thinking back to like Demon King, right? And I'm like, dude, Demon King was like on a different level of like to talk about the ridiculous stuff that would happen in Demon King. I'd be like, yeah, that's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's rad. Yeah, but like it had like the tempo, so we were like kind of used to it at that point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was very much like setup, payoff, setup, payoff. You know.
Yeah, and it was fine that way. It wasn't bad that way. You know, it just made it
Yeah.
easier to discuss.
Yeah, it made it easier to follow and like
Mhm.
kind of expect certain things.
It did have that twist kind of towards the end, but I mean, not really. It's
Yeah.
like it's a
Well,
shame. I thought it
him.
could have been like that. Could have been like a multi-season show potentially. You know, with like a
Yeah, it
lot of
could have
depth
been.
to it.
Yeah. But it ended the way it did, you know, and it was
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. With this, it's more like Akudama Drive is definitely gonna end this season if it does. You know what I mean? Like this is like a one-time run and gun mission,
Hmm.
if anything. Adachi Shimamura could honestly go on for like a next season or something like that, but I mean, that's just rom-com way of life.
Yeah, that's just that's just the MO. Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think Akudama has done a really good job of ramping up, and I hope it doesn't stop. Like I hope it keeps getting bigger. And then with Adachi, I think there's just the like wild card factor, where it's like this could just end like a cookie cutter rom com, and that'll be fine, you know.
Mhm.
But with the alien and the
The
time
chaos
travel,
factor. We got a
it
lot
could be
going on here.
crazy.
There's a lot going on here. You know, it could potentially pop off and maybe be something that's much more unique.
Yeah.
Someone pointed out to me as well that Madoka Magic is like 10 years old, dude.
Yeah. You could tell by the animation. Have you seen it? Have you
I
seen
like what
those
you said.
eyes?
You're
feel
not
like-
wrong, but it's like it's weird to say that show's 10 years old when you say like it's impacted anime so well.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but like how deep it gets and
It
so
single-handedly changed
crazy.
the magical girl genre by itself.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. Because like before that, everything was biting off like Sailor Moon.
Ceiling, but yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Or like was it like not just like Sailor Moon, there's like
Power
other stuff.
Rangers.
Power Rangers, I guess. There was the Princess Utena or whatever.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
other like older shows like Revolutionary Girl.
Hmm.
Revolutionary Girl China, that's the one. Yeah, like a lot of older like magical girl shows. It was like more on, but Madoka really like broke the mold. I was trying to think about like what broke the mold for like. Obviously, we had like Sword Art was like a big recent one as well that like made the brought isekai, you know.
Yeah, Isekai definitely.
And like what brought like what was a big light novel thing that got adapted?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it also Sword Art? I don't know what actually brought like light novels in like a huge manner.
I don't know. I really don't.
Because like, I look now and it's like now the next big thing that's coming out like manhwa. It's like we're in like the Korean anime are
yeah.
coming in now.
Yeah.
It's like anime's like slowly like, moving in like its own weird direction right now. Like even CG, I guess, like what we're into now. Like we're getting more CG stuff. Not a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Where is Mel? Here it is. I just want to see what's like in planning for next season. It's kind of weird to already say that because we're already halfway through here.
Yeah, I mean, we're halfway, I'm sure they don't have everything, but they probably have some stuff lined up there.
Oh, it's a sequel season. It's fun. Like this is like, I mean, like last season of Attack on Titan. Promised Neverland got second. Slime second season. Dr. Stone second season. Go Tobin second season. ReZero
for Promise Neverland.
New season. Beastars.
Dude,
Log Horizon. New season of like Cells at Work. New season of like Seven Deadly Sins. Yuru Camp. Cells at Work Black coming out.
Ew.
Which is like the bad body.
Sure, yeah.
Where the guy can't get an erection or whatever. Like he's
Classic.
dying. Like drinking and alcohol and like it's more interesting, I'd say. Horimiya, I know you know what that is.
Ooh, I do. Never finished it. Well, it's still going,
anime.
actually, I think.
We're getting the spider isekai.
Ooh. Like Spider-Man?
Kind of.
Ooh. Do you have anything original that looks interesting? No. Alright. Wow. I'm definitely gonna watch Beastars. I'm excited for that. I didn't know it was coming that soon. Beastars is dope.
I will say, I was watching a couple episodes of the rap anime that came out for this season.
Okay. How is it?
Let me tell you, dude. That show is not what I expected it to be at all.
Why? What is it?
I was trying to figure out how are they gonna do a rap anime. It turns out we just have an anime, have like a Yakuza style, like weird like organization synergy to this. And just like there's like it's like crime lords, like drug dealing, like weird gang fights and all this stuff. It's so weird, but it's like you have to watch for yourself to really understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know who came up with the idea for this show. Apparently it was like a game. Let me see. What's the adaptation?
Yeah. I mean, whenever there's music stuff, a lot of times the music stuff is based off a game. It just makes sense. Yeah, hopefully there's some good original stuff next season, because sequels are hard to do, We should try to avoid them on the podcast. But Beastars, though, Beastar, we talked about Beastars the first time, so...
We did Beastars, yep.
I'm saying. I've always wanted to watch, was it Yuru Camp? I have had that first season on there forever.
Yuru Camp, dude. Yeah, but like looking at next season, it's mostly a sequel season.
Yeah. Which makes sense. As anime exists longer and longer, there's gonna be more sequels. That's just math,
Yeah. But to be fair, it's kind of weird to say that it's sequel season. Like it's a heavy sequel season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the Eva movie's coming out. The final Eva movie. Because they pushed it back to January 2021.
Yeah, I know people are waiting for that.
Once that comes out, though, like the 4 Eva movies will come out, and it's new Eva. I will say, like in spring though, we're supposed to be getting the other show, I forgot what's called. That's made by the creator of A Silent Voice.
The show or a movie?
To You, the Immortal show, or To Your Eternity.
That's cool.
I didn't realize they were coming out with the Nagatoro anime, and we're getting Shaman King 2021. Is this like a reboot? We're getting rebooted Shaman King? Please?
Cool.
I guess we're also gonna get a second of that Moriarty show as well.
Okay.
Tally's coming out on new show as well. Just gonna look through these. Not bad. What's in the later list, huh? Kobayashi, of course, we have a new season.
Ooh,
Kobayashi.
can't wait for that.
Still haven't announced when it's coming out. New season of Shield Hero.
Yeah. I didn't like the ending of the first season. But,
Zombieland Saga.
never
That
watched
was a show. That was a show.
Never got through.
Megalobox. We're getting an Uzumaki special. When is that coming out?
Megalobox I've always wanted to watch. That looks really
That's
good.
Oh, the new was it Quad S show? Like SSSS. Dynasnamon.
Oh yeah, new season?
I guess it's technically a season 2 to Grid Man. Technically.
Well, the first season was good. I don't think I loved it, but
Don't really what is this? The eye shaved and brought like a high schooler to my home or something like that. Then Michi Onisa, that's coming out as well. I mean, okay. Who's going through this? Anything else here that I know of? There's a couple in here, but I mean, like, nothing really. Ooh, we're getting a Shadows House anime? I'm sorry. Shadows House I always thought would be really good as an anime. It just had the potential, in my opinion. So hearing about Shadows House anime is pretty good. Yes, make you Black Company.
how much of Boruto do you know of?
Nothing. I know nothing of Boruto. Boruto's an enigma to me.
I want to start watching Boruto, but I don't want you to watch it. And then I want to come on here and tell you all about Boruto and how ridiculous it is.
You can do that, and I would not watch it. You don't even have to tell me twice. That's not something. Go
Like,
to.
no, get this. Here's what got from Boruto, okay?
I would be
Boruto-
down if that was a segment.
Boruto kills Kakashi, okay? But no, it makes sense. Let me explain it. Plot-wise,
First of all,
it makes
those
sense.
words coming out of your mouth, they don't make any sense. But I feel like if that actually happened to Boruto, oh my gosh, I wouldn't even be surprised. Like the way you said that, I'd be like, yeah, it probably happened for some reason. Yeah, go ahead.
So now you remember in Naruto where it was like, oh man, that's the Itachi twist. He was actually a good guy. Kakashi actually a bad guy. You know? And the ghost of Naruto, because I think that happens at some point in Boruto. The ghost of Naruto comes back and he's like, yo, you gotta murk this fool. Because he's bad. He wasn't
Boruto's
actually on Blue
spoilers.
Block Ops. He wasn't one. He was lying. You thought his ability was he's the copy ninja. No, he's the liar ninja. he didn't create the Chidori. I hope Kakashi dies in Boruto so I can tell you about it. I really do. I hope that the weakest ninja kills Kakashi. I hope that Sakura just ends Kakashi. What are you reading about, Ray? What are you doing over there?
Apparently, Boruto chapter 52 is supposed to come out, and Naruto's supposed to die.
Okay.
It's like, apparently the chapter's coming out in like 5 days, dude. You have so much time to look through and be like, yeah, man.
I'll do it. I'll binge Boruto. I'll do it. You think I
You
won't?
gotta
I
hit
will.
52, man.
Is it in dubbed? Because that'll be easier. I'll binge through it dubbed and
That's
then
the manga, yeah. I don't know if they
Mhm.
animate that. Anime's at episode 174.
easy. I can do that in 4 days. 174 divided by 4. That's a lot. I might not be able to do that.
Let's do the latest episode of Boruto because there's too much. How much is this filler? How much of it not filler?
Ooh, filler. That's a good point.
Because I know manga's not filler.
100 episodes are filler. I might have to do that now.
They visit Orochimaru and Suigetsu.
Ooh,
Why?
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
It's like episode 172.
Orochimaru's a good guy now. Remember?
Under Kakashi's watchful eye, Boruto succeeds in powering up his own style of the Rasengan.
It's pink.
I'm confused, dude. Like,
So flabbergasted, dude. Well, you won't be confused next week when I start telling you about Boruto. You'll know everything.
I'm so confused about the anime, dude. Can I look at like Boruto anime on the wiki? I just want to know. I just want to know. There's a different wiki for Boruto. Why is there not on the Naruto wiki?
Because Boruto is superior and it needs room to breathe, Ray. I don't know why you have so much Boruto slander. Okay.
Boruto Uzumaki, yada yada. Let me see like his abilities in ninjutsu. Okay.
Boruto theoretically should be an OP character. He should win everything all the time.
So wait, he has a dojutsu. What is this?
Ooh.
Kakai Genkai.
It's like a place that you study martial arts in.
So he's a Jogan in his right
Dojutsu.
eye.
You know what I mean?
What's the
Dojo?
Jogan?
Like dojo.
Jogan.
Dojutsu? So you're mad at it now, Ray, but just wait. In 7 days, you're gonna be the biggest Boruto fan. You're gonna have art scrolls on your wall. You're gonna have the figures, you know, of Boruto killing Kakashi. You know, you're gonna be a big fan. You're gonna know all the lore. You know, the filler episodes are gonna be your favorite.
Apparently, with Boruto's eye, he can see the entire chakra pathway. How it flows through the body.
I mean, he has like the royal bloodline. So like, yeah.
It's a Jogan. Select. God.
Alright,
I'm just upset. I just gotta find out what this is, dude. There's a Sarada arc. What? Didn't think there'd be an arc entirely dedicated to Sarada. Why do you try to punch Sasuke? Like, what's wrong with you? Fool, you idiot.
Are you reading about Boruto? Ray, you weren't listening. I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna explain it to you. And I'm gonna mostly tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Did I ask you this already? How many episodes of One Piece do you have to watch to have a valid opinion?
Valid opinion, probably like
He's looking up what he's doing, and I know this, is he's looking up how many episodes there are. And then he's looking for a specific arc. Because, you gotta watch this arc or else you don't really know One Piece. And then he's gonna count how many episodes there are.
It's gonna be the first arc. So the first arc's East Blue, but how long is East Blue really?
See what he's doing. That's just what I said. How many episodes, what arc? That's what I said.
It's really gonna be the first arc, honestly. I'm not gonna say anything else.
First one. First is the worst, second is the best.
According to the anime,
fake news.
You can get through like 44 episodes. Which is like
1/10. 1/20th of the show.
How big is the actual show?
It's like 1,000 episodes. And counting.
900? Eat.
That's almost like 1,000. Some would say, some would argue.
It's 1,000. So
Colonel Sanders himself. You know Colonel Sanders wasn't a colonel? He was like a something else. I don't know what else it was. He was given honorary colonel, the same way that people get honorary doctorates.
Okay.
And that means they're both fake. Because honorary doctorate doesn't mean anything. Like, you know?
So yeah, I'd say 44 episodes before you can have a valid opinion on the show.
On that show as a whole?
On the show as a whole, yeah, 44 episodes.
Wow. That's really lenient of you.
I mean, like, so like 44 episodes to see whether you'd want to continue or not.
No. That is not what I asked.
Oh, as the show as a whole?
Yes.
Still...
Before you can say something about the show and people have your opinion be validated. Because there's arguments online, someone said they didn't like the show and they watched 300 episodes of it. And then people said, who watched all of it, said, your opinion isn't valid. You've only seen a third of the show. I've seen all of it. You didn't even get to this arc or that arc or this arc. So you don't really know the show. You know? You don't really know it.
People like up to Alabama. I'll say that if you can get through... I think they're right. You know, I'd say you can put through 300 episodes. And I think you'll understand, like, at that point. I'll put the 300 as well. I'll put the 300 on there as well. Because I know what the 300 episode line is. So, whatever they have there, I'm fine with them saying 300.
But there's also those people that are like, you can't have an opinion on something without watching all of it.
They're wrong. That's wrong. I have an opinion of everyone I see when I look at them in the face. It's like everyone, no matter what, judges a book by its cover. That's just how it works.
Which that phrase is so stupid. You can't judge a book by its cover. That is literally
that's the first thing you do when you judge a book.
Of the cover. That is the point.
Judge a book exactly by its cover.
If we weren't supposed to judge a book by the cover, no books would have covers. They would just be blank.
They would be blank. It would just have the name of the book. No art or anything. Just the name of the book. You judge books by the covers. It's the first thing you judge.
Yeah.
Everything you see, you judge immediately. Even subconsciously, if you don't want to judge, you're already judging them.
Everything the light touches is ours.
Belongs to someone else?
What about the stuff in the shadows? Why would you ask that? If you listen to the words coming out of my mouth, you would know.
I agree with that person. I think 300 episodes is enough to completely judge One Piece entirely at that point.
Okay.
Because, like, 300 episodes, you're up to, like, Enies Lobby. And by then, you already have an idea of the cast as a whole.
Full cast,
for the most part.
Yeah,
not the entire cast, but you, like, most of the cast, you know, they're going to be keeping. It's like it's all solid at that point. The relationships have basically been made.
Mr. Pickles, yeah.
Mr. Pickles is there, yeah. It's real big. 300 episodes, you already know what you're in for at that point. I'm not gonna argue. It's like, wow, you're wrong. Because if you got that far and you're like, I don't like this show, then that's fine. I'd say the same again for the person who would get the 45, 44 episode line. If you don't like the show by that point, you're fine.
Okay.
It's the same thing. Like the 45 episode line, looking here, it says 130, and then like I have like 300 here. If it's like any of those points you don't like the show, just stop. Save yourself the effort. Don't continue. One Piece isn't for everyone. It's just really, really long. It's a good show if you're willing to put the time into it.
Which most people are
manga. It's something that I guess like people could look at it as maybe in my mind, like people are into JoJo's, okay? JoJo's is hella long. It's like 8 parts, dude.
It is, yeah.
JoJo's is digestible because it's segmented. You know what I mean? You can be like, wow, just jump in at any time of one of these 8 parts, and it could be its own part by itself. In theory. Like, I'm not gonna say like, hey man, jump right into part 2 or 3, you know, without knowing any other parts. But you can.
But you can.
All the parts are made that way. You don't have to watch any other parts. Kind of ruins stuff, I mean. Because you don't mean to have knowledge of stuff that happened. You know. But in One Piece, you can't really jump in the middle unless you're trying post time skip, which is really awful. Like, if you're trying to jump into One Piece, you're going to have to jump in around, like, episode 517. which is like big.
Perfect point.
It's
Yeah.
like halfway into the show already. You know what I'm saying? We're already hitting 1,000 at this point. That's you jumping into One Piece. You know what I mean? If you want to like skip out on other episodes beforehand and think of everything else like a prequel. Because you're like, this is post time skip now, so we don't have to worry about that now.
Okay.
And then things will come back. I guess some flashbacks will show stuff.
Well, I am going to watch Boruto, right? And I'm
Well,
going to
go
tell you
ahead.
about it next time. Okay. Do you want
Definitely.
to reiterate what next week is going to be? Because I don't remember. So long ago.
We got the Tom and Jerry bracket.
Yeah.
National Treasure.
Sure.
Unwind by Neil Shusterman.
Book.
Well, I recently learned is also the author of Scythe, which I've already added to the list. So you would read Scythe right after.
And don't forget Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
We're doing Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
No. Same author.
Of course. He's wrong. I mean, okay, let's go. It's good. And then you're finishing Bakemonogatari.
Why would we watch Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
I don't know, dude. Like,
is it the Johnny Depp connection? Is that what it was?
that could be it.
Oh man.
Who was in the movie though? Who was like his dad? I forgot who it was.
Johnny's dad?
Yeah,
I
in the
think
movie.
it was Idris Elba, actually.
Yeah, I think you're right, dude.
That's I think it was John Cena, actually.
Couldn't see him really that much.
It might have been like Sean Connery or something. I don't know. One of those like old white dudes.
I think it was Magneto. His name.
It was like, yeah. Yeah, his name. Oh, I totally know it.
Mhm.
What?
It's in there somewhere. It's in your cerebral cortex.
Yeah.
Magneto. Actor. Old. Ian McKellen.
Yes. And the other one
Charlie
is Kevin Bacon, the young one?
and
No.
the Chocolate Factory. Michael Fassbender.
Like, yeah, Fassbender, that's who it is. Yeah.
It wasn't. It was Christopher Lee. My mistake. He was Saruman, of course. It was
The
Christopher
Hobbit.
Lee. Oh, that's really bad, actually. Try imagine making. I mean, they're doing it anyway. How are they going to do it? Make the Silmarillion without Christopher Lee?
Yeah. What else was on the list? Oh, we have the anime, right? Next episodes, of course. And then finishing up Bakemonogatari. Finish that up, get a new show in there. You know? Doing that. So Ray, while you finish reading all that Lord of the Rings lore you got right there.
It's like Christopher Lee, you know. The sad thing for Christopher Lee, he wanted to be Gandalf, dude. Imagine this. It's like he's like his entire life is like, I just really want to be Gandalf. He's like, oh, Gandalf, dude. I can make it. I can be Gandalf, dude. He's like a big fan of Lord of the Rings, right? So when he was asked to like audition for the film, he's like, I got this. I can do it. You know, it's gonna be so easy for me, dude.
And then
they cast him as Saruman, and can you just imagine him being like
so different.
He's like, dude, like I wanted to be the greatest wizard of all time in this entire book, and you make me the villain.
Dude,
that's pain.
Pay respect,
that's pain, dude.
I want to see the F's in the chat.
Actual pain. It hurts. Because Ian McKellen, you know, he was Gandalf.
Ian McKellen also hated that role.
It would have been better to just swap, right? You know, have him be go for him.
Well, he wasn't acting with anyone. It's like by himself. Because the way it had to be shot, you know?
Oh, in The Hobbit, yeah.
Yeah.
At least in Lord of the Rings, he had people with him.
Yeah. Alright, Ray. I think that's it.
Alright, man.
So yeah, check next time, right? More podcast. Gonna be doing a bunch of that. We already said what stuff we're gonna do. Rayman, Tyler. Having fun. Sipping on some ice water. Oh, he's got it. Oh, it's there. Is that water? Is it clear Kool-Aid? We'll never know. We'll never know, you know?
It's ice Gatorade.
Ooh, ice Gatorade.
It's water. Oh god.
Oh man, you ruined it. We have a cliffhanger for next episode. It's gone. It's gone just like that. But yeah, check next time. More Untitled, Unfocused. And yeah, see you next week, hopefully.